guys want guerrilla warfare? Well, you got it. 11 of us, there's 11 of you. How about it? One team should walk out of here winners.
I'm looking at tradition, and we got nothing left to prove tonight. But if you want to go one more time, here's the way it goes down. We'll come in there, over the top battle royal. The last man standing gets a shot at the world title at the Great American Bash.
Bring it on.
You got it, brother.
Bring it on. Last man standing.
You are looking live outside of the Kemper Arena in Kansas City as Slamboree, sponsored by Western Union, is off and running Wednesday night. It was the coming together of the Millionaires Club, their biggest offensive since the insurgence of the New Blood. And tonight, the bus is here, and here they come, together, unified. But look who's lurking in the dressing room looking on.
Guys, they started the war Wednesday. We're going to finish it tonight. Especially the
Look out, Kidman. Look out, there's the big man.
For 7 years, I have dreamt of getting my paws on Ric Flair.
Douglas, you made a lifetime out of trying to be me.
The franchise just wiped out the Nature Boy with a bat. You have been franchised, Nature Boy. This is personal. I am the Batman.
Promise me, you interfere in the match. I get you for 5 minutes. I am gonna show you what it's like to walk around with your humanity stripped, just like I have, Sting.
Right now, I feel like Rump and Stump and Graveyard get
Coming to my world, boy. The hunter has become the hunted.
Hulk Hogan is the biggest egomaniac of them all.
Who in the hell do you think you are, Kidman?
Free Market Champion 3 and Hulk Hogan 0.
Do you hear it? It's the sound of your career coming to an end, brother.
Terry Bollea on a mission is what it is here.
Guess who the special referee is?
Moi, me,
Brother.
David Arquette won the world title.
I don't deserve to be the world heavyweight champion.
No kidding.
I'm gonna put it up for grabs to DDP and Jeff Jarrett in the 3-cage match.
Who dad made you commissioner, Slappy? Your skinny little rear end is gonna be in the ring. It's a triple dance.
And now, Western Union, the fastest winners in money worldwide, presents Slamboree.
And tonight, the war that began on Wednesday unfolds yet another chapter at Western Union Slamboree. WCW welcomes you live to Kansas City in the world-famous Kemper Arena. It's the Triple Cage tonight. 3 men, DDP, Jeff Jarrett, David Arquette. Who will become WCW World Champion? Along with Scott Hudson and Mark Madden, this is Tony Schiavone at ringside. The imposing edifice high above the ring, as you see right now, is the 3-tier cage. But after Sunday this past Wednesday, Scott Hudson, the New Blood has a lot of rebounding to do because Russo and Bischoff, even think of recapturing the world title, must be concerned about the coming together of the Millionaires Club.
It was a clean sweep last Wednesday on Thunder for the Millionaires Club. The best laid plans of Vince Russo and Eric Bischoff came crashing down around them. Can they regroup tonight at Slamboree, Mark?
I hate to say it, but the Millionaires Club really came together as a team at Thunder. I don't know what's going to happen. Those egos will flare up. The personalities will get in the way. They'll fall apart just as quickly as they came together. Tonight, the New Blood gets a clean sweep.
Great crowd, capacity crowd on hand here at the Kemper Arena. And fans will let you know as Cruiserweight champ Chris Candido and Candy come in, you talk about egos. They usually pull up in their limousines. They all came together in their bus. That shows me they're going to shelve their egos, put them aside momentarily. Well, we're going to be talking more about that as this night unfolds. But speaking of unfolding, here's Tammy.
So, this is Kansas City, Missouri. And from what I heard, they call this the Show Me State.
Yeah!
Well, fellas, how about I show you mine? And then, boys, you can owe me one. Now hit my music.
Sit down, Matt.
Anybody got $1? Okay, $5. Okay, $20. Okay, here's a Ben Franklin. Keep taking it off.
Candido trying to hold Tammy back or keep the cameras away from her. That's very difficult to do there, Scott.
Absolutely, no question about it. This one is for Cruiserweight Gold. Hard Knocks Chris Candido representing the New Blood. Every major title in World Championship Wrestling around a New Blood way, save for the Hardcore title. Chris Candido, representing that New Blood with the beautiful Tammy, will defend against the Artist, formerly known as Prince Iaukea, with Paisley. This one goes much deeper than the Cruiserweight title. It involves two women equally as beautiful and equally ego-driven, Mark.
Equally as beautiful, I think Tammy looks just a little better than Paisley. Marginally speaking, I prefer the bleached blonde bimbo look myself. Hey, anytime you combine hot cruiserweight action with hot tramps, that's pro wrestling, people.
Please.
You don't agree?
I don't agree with your choice of words, to be honest with you, but that's a personal preference, as you might say. And I don't think you can deny that even though we say that Candido is part of the New Blood, you got to consider the Artist part of the New Blood as well. He was one of the men in the ring when Russo and Bischoff held court back on the 10th of April and founded the New Blood, and they have been off and running since then. It's time for the opening bout. This is for the WCW Cruiserweight Championship.
It's hot cruiserweight action, guys. New Blood versus New Blood. But what the cruiserweight division is all about is action.
And we're going to see a lot of it, and as Scott Hudson said, keep your eye on the females at ringside. Paisley and Tammy have been getting into scrapes right and left over the past few weeks as the Artist starts with a side headlock. Fundamentally sound, both men, there is no question, and the Artist runs right over Candido to begin things.
Candido came out on top in the Suicide Six-Man and Spring Stampede last month in Chicago. Rolled through, double leg cradle, and Candido got a 2 count.
Candido comes up swinging a right hand. Chris Candido is firmly built. There's no question about that, but we are seeing some great moves and counter moves. A bridge and a 1-2 and a gut wrench, and he got a 2 count that time.
If it comes down to power, you got to go with Candido. The Artist may be just a little quicker on his feet. If it comes down to silicone, there's a heavy favorite too, but I'd rather not bring that up right now.
There is no question that the Cruiserweight division has been one of high-risk maneuvers, so I don't know if power may come into play here or not, and the Artist making it personal to the side of the head of Candido.
Candido shot across, caught himself, rode over, escape on the Artist. Candido lost momentarily. Backdrop, look out! Candido ending up on top of the broadcast position, for Pete's sake.
That shriek you heard was from Tammy. He almost nosedived straight into the mats on the outside. That was an incredible bump that time. And he watch out, he almost dead Scott Hudson, and that enables the Artist now to come on the outside and keep things going his way. Hold on, watch out.
Oh, man. Triple reversal, and the Artist ripped first into the guardrail, but Candido's not done.
He's on top. Candido is perched, waiting for the right moment. He wants the Artist to get away from that safety rail. He did.
Oh!
Great timing that time by Candido, making sure his opponent got away from the cold steel.
Yeah, but there was no winner in that move. Candido's impact on the Artist coming off the top turnbuckle was considerable, but the Artist got his arms up to protect himself just a little bit, and that little bit was enough to hand Candido a stiff elbow and forearm to the face.
Go ahead, Scott.
The Artist, formerly known as Prince Iaukea. Oh, right, now you see. That's a tremendous maneuver by Candido. We've got the long entrance ramp leading to the ring. That's something new for Slamboree, and Candido early on, first match in, taking advantage.
Candido gets that steel chair, and he is up on... Oh, no. Oh, no, not here. Hold on a second. rolls back into the ring here now.
Expect to see a lot of that tonight.
Here's a cover. A 2 count. What will we see tonight? Will the Millionaires Club continue to come together, continue to be unified? Will this be a night that Russo, the new blood, and Bischoff will never forget? We're going to find out as this unfolds here tonight live in the Kemper Arena in a great mood.
Standing Hurricane Rana from the Artist. Quickly over, Candido just muscles his man over. Into a lateral press, 2 count on the Artist.
There's that power. The Artist is making a mistake. The Artist is trying to go against Candido. Strength versus strength, muscle versus muscle. Candido's just bigger. Candido's just stronger. If it's a brawl, if it's arms against arms, legs against legs, Candido's going to win. The Artist needs to introduce some quickness.
Let's see if the Artist can regain the strap in the right hand. A series of back jump. And now the Artist really getting fired up here, getting intense. And a reversal by Candido into the near side. But Candido holds on. Oh, what force sent him onto the far side on the floor.
And Paisley tending to her man as hard knocks Chris Candido. One look at that gentleman. He has been in a fight here at Slamboree.
Paisley serves up encouragement on the outside, and that brings back a shoulder tackle or shoulder block into the midsection. We may have an inside-out suplex. Yes, we do. I think that time Candido was lucky the Artist didn't go over with him. He just dropped him. The Artist didn't want to fall on the outside either, Mark.
Exactly right. If the Artist falls backwards with Candido, Candido might take a 10 on the Richter scale, but the Artist will take a 9.0, and that wouldn't do either man any good. The Artist is out to win. Smart move just releasing Candido.
And a cover, and we get a 2 count. Also tonight, we know that Russo, we've heard about it, we've talked about it, wants to get in the ring with Ric Flair every bit as much as Flair wants him in the ring for those 5 minutes. So you can better believe, I guess for the first time ever, there has been talk about interference, and it's going to come down when Flair faces the franchise here tonight. Here comes the low blow, follows up Candido with a right cross to the side of the head.
Evenly matched athletes in this one. Back and forth action for the Cruiserweight title. The Artist doubles him up. Gut wrench up top. Oh! Short powerbomb. You saw Candido try to fight his way out of it. Mark talked about the streak earlier. That was Candido using the streak to his advantage. But still, that impact slowed the champion.
He muscled him that time, did the Artist. Candido caught him from out the top. This could be a big mistake. Tammy cheers on as Candido may have 1 foot in the win column here. No! Spoken too soon as the Artist held out nicely. And here comes the Artist. They're with the Artist. Stumbled him on 1, 2. Pushed off that time by Candido.
Now the Artist is wrestling a smart match, using quickness and moves instead of just trying to overpower Candido.
Good call.
It's a smart match.
There you go.
And I'm calling it a smart match.
Back body drop, and down goes Candido. Comes back, holding on the lower back.
What tremendous execution from the Artist. Oh, he wants to wear Cruiserweight Golden World Championship Wrestling. And right now, taking the match to the champion. But there's a cheap shot from Hard Knocks, Chris Candido.
So far during the course of this match, the ladies have been kind of calm and ringside, at least as far as going at it against each other.
That is the calm before the porn. I mean the storm, excuse me.
Boy, we're going to get another memo.
We're going to send it your way, man. Coming now to the top is Candido, and the Artist quickly sprang to his feet that time. Catches Chris Candido, middle turnbuckle, got him hard. Samoa drop to the middle turnbuckle, one of his trademark maneuvers. Now can he make a cover?
Now wait a minute, Tammy. She's pulling the old Tanya Harding. Something wrong with her boots.
Boy, is there ever. And Mickey James got all the attention towards the girl, and she may have cost the Artist a win right there. And Paisley said, wait a minute, I've had enough.
It might be breaking down here. Paisley and Tammy on the ring.
There we go. Tammy says, forget about it. A handful of bleached blonde hair, so to speak. And Tammy's got a chair. Hold the phone here. Oh! She hit the Artist. The referee's with Candido. And the Artist goes back onto the mat. Candido's going to make a cover. 1, 2. It's over. No, it's not. It's not. We called it too soon. We called it too soon. It was almost a 3.
That looked like a 3 to me. I think they're taking it to Candido.
Tammy was even going in to celebrate that time, and she backed away. The Artist still has a little bit more left.
I don't know. He's dead weight. I think that chair really took the life right out of him.
Oh, pile driver from the Cruiserweight champion, the Artist. Waffled with a chair by Tammy. Pile driver from Hard Knocks, Chris Candido, and now Candido, the champion. the agile powerhouse from the very top of the ring.
That should be the coup de grace, but let's see. Flying headbutt, 1, 2, 3. And he wins it. But I tell you, the artist gave it everything. He kicked out of that chair shot, but it was Tammy in the end, gentlemen and ladies watching this telecast, that kept the strap around her man.
Let's give credit where credit's due. The most complete female performer in the history of wrestling stood by her man, and he's still the Cruiserweight champion. All Chris Candido can say right now is wham, bam, thank you, Tam.
Tremendous ad-lib, mark that. But he still holds the Cruiserweight belt in World Championship. Hang on a second.
Here we go.
We're going to do it one more time. We've seen this over and over on Nitro Thunder and now here at Slamboree. Whoa, oh, baby.
She takes care of the Cruiserweight champion as well. So now it's 2 on 1, and the one is Tammy trying to get to her man, and the artist has Tammy.
This is disgusting.
This is a man who got waffled with a steel chair by Tammy, getting a little revenge. Oh, oh, hello.
And Tammy gets her dress taken away. Well, that's how she kind of started things, taking off her clothes, so to speak, and so that's how she ended her night.
What would Candido and Tammy rather leave here with, given a choice of one each? The belt or her outfit? I'd say the belt, and that's what they got.
And I would agree with that, but a little bit of payback from the artist and Paisley, as they'll do their own type of celebration in the ring, but they got to regroup if they want to be back in the Cruiserweight scene here. Great opening matchup here at Slamboree, sponsored by Western Union for the Cruiserweight title. While they celebrate, we still have a lot more to go here at the Kemper Arena, including fans, the awesome edifice right above the ring. 3 cages for the first time ever in WCW. And we know now that cage number 2 is going to be a hardcore cage. Tables, who knows what's in the cage. The final level will be a guitar cage. To win it, one of 3 men has to grab that world title belt and secure it to become the world champion.
The middle cage, Tony, is the hardcore cage. Everything and the kitchen sink inside that one. The guitar room at the very top. The World Heavyweight Championship belt, 42 feet in the air. David Arquette, Jeff Jarrett, and Diamond Dallas Page. One of those 3 men will emerge with the 30 pounds of gold, Mark.
One of those men besides David Arquette. We're in Kansas City, home of Harley Race. The fact that he's the world champion is a disgrace. If DD Me won it, I could even live with that. But we know Jeff Jarrett, the chosen one, will become the chosen champion once more.
And tonight, it's 2 on 1 for the hardcore title. Terry Funk is more than durable. He's middle-aged and crazy. You get power bombing through staging, on tables, on concrete. He keeps coming back, keeps coming back. It's the one that got away. And now 2 on 1 for the hardcore title. It's a handicap match. Screaming Norman and his mystery partner against Terry Funk. Look at this great crowd on hand. And here is the WCW hardcore champion. You can just tell what he's got on his mind. He's determined coming to the ring here.
Hey, where's Norman?
Where's Norman?
Deja vu, just a different crapper.
Is Norman in the bathroom again?
Oh, boy.
Norman! Get your possum playing ass out here.
Get ready, digital guy. Come on. Uh-oh, here we go.
On, get your possum playing ass out here. Is that you, Norman? You son of a bitch.
Was Eddie's mystery partner there in the stall?
It has to be. running interference with a hardcore wiggler, Norman Smiley, and Terry Funk, middle-aged and crazy, 55 years old, 1977, his first world championship, has broken every bone in both arms and both legs. Concussion, stitches, he's still going at it, hardcore style. But is this the final curtain for the hardcore career of the hardcore legend?
Let's get one thing real clear. He's not middle-aged and crazy. He's old and out of his mind. And there's the mystery partner just in catcher's gear with some kind of black hood on. And Terry Funk is much the worse for wear. Give Smiley and the mystery partner a lot of credit. They had a game plan laid out, and now Smiley's covering Terry Funk.
Well, it's a hardcore matchup.
The referee, Nick Patrick, back counting on the concrete. That is right beyond the goal position. The back here on the Kemper Arena. There you see many of the technicians, the grips watching on. And Norman has really been on the offensive. He does a little bit of a pirouette and a wiggle, and the fans are up here in the Kemper Arena. Remember, this is 2-on-1. And it was on WCW Monday Nitro where Norman told Vince Russo that he had the perfect partner in mind. But who is this perfect partner? Last week, Scott Hudson, he was anything but perfect. He was stuck between the ropes.
Exactly. Adding nothing to that matchup, and so far all he's done is run interference for Norman Smiley. But Tony Martin, Norman Smiley doesn't need a partner. This is a hardcore matchup. Smiley is actually going at it hardcore with Terry Funk.
Don't cut Terry Funk out by any means. He's granddaddy hardcore. He invented this game. All it'll take is one big hardcore maneuver by the Funker. There it is right there. The tables are turning. I can sense it.
We have never counted Terry Funk out. That's Mean Gene's interview set back there.
Somebody get Oakland out of there.
No, they have wiped it out, and now here comes the trademark screams, and there's the mystery partner up on top of the carpet.
Throwing empty boxes.
Is he wearing catcher's gear?
Yes, he is.
So if Norman's the pitcher, he's the catcher, and I'm not surprised, quite frankly.
Come on.
You write this stuff down.
Terry Funk is wearing out the mystery partner with chairs.
And the mystery partner doing a heck of a job just fending the chairs off. Ooh, the mystery partner, look at this. Who is this guy?
Well, I know who he looks like, for Pete's sake.
Whoever he is having no effect on Terry Funk with that steel trash can. And I think that's the artificial turf for the indoor soccer team here all rolled out.
This man may be the most ineffective mystery partner of all time. Those trash can shots, it was like a 3-year-old kid was throwing them.
Terry Funk just climbed to the top of the mountain, shoved Screaming Norman off. He's got the plunger in his hand, and down goes Screaming Norman.
Say what you will, but we have seen a different Norman Smiley up to a point. Now we're getting the Screaming Terry Funk on top.
1, 2, Norman kicks off of the table, and the match goes on. Look at the mystery partner has no idea what to do next. He needs to attack Terry Funk with a back turn.
Who is that?
It's an open shot right here. Oh no. He's not. Oh no, he's not going to slam his hand in this.
No, he slammed it. He slammed it through.
And now he smashes him in the carts.
Where is the mystery partner, for Pete's sake? Norman's getting cracked wide open.
The mystery partner either has no clue or is completely blown up. I don't know what it is.
Maybe both.
He has an open shot right here to help Norman, and he's not helping at all.
He's standing there like one of the fans out here in the Kemper Arena. He's not doing anything. He's watching the show.
He's just waddling behind him. That's all he's doing.
He can't even move. He's more out of shape than I am. He moves slower than I do. Not that I would want to take his place, but
yeah, no, let's not go that far.
This is the worst mystery partner ever.
Who is he? He can't even stay in the camera shot, for Pete's sake.
Let's give Norman a lot of credit. He's going to try to pin Terry. Hey, how about that count by Nick Patrick? Counting on top of the crates there. 1, 2, and Terry Funk kicked out. Give Norman Smiley a heck of a lot of credit. Through all of this, he's battled back, and this fight continues. Look at this. What?
Oh, finally.
I guess he's waiting for a clear shot. I don't know.
I think he's waiting for his pacemaker to start back up.
Terry Funk so much life. Ooh, with that hardcore legend.
Hit him now.
Crazy.
Unless he's on Terry Funk's side. Hit the man. Just raise that thing above your head and hit him.
He's asleep.
1, 2. Make the save. Do something. There you go.
Terrific. Oh, that's beautiful.
I've always said Terry Funk looks like Grandpa Walton possessed by Satan, and tonight's no exception.
I know why this guy's not hitting Terry Funk. Because it has no effect on him and he knows it. But what it done right there. It's giving Norman an opening now. And Screaming Norman maybe gets the advantage again as they are now. Watch out. Run out of the way. They're not going to tear up the go position. How do we know how to get to the ring now? A left top on the noggin.
Norman Smiley has taken everything Terry Funk has dished out and vice versa.
Well, he has to. The mystery partner's not involved at all until now. Oh, the mystery partner now is getting what he deserves for not helping Norman Smiley.
Who in the world could this be? And he gets a... He's going to get a stroll towards the ring area.
Boy, is this going to get a pop in the building. The mystery partner, the big, useless lump, is going to come straight to the ring, escorted by the Hardcore Legend.
That's a great call, the big, useless lump.
I would say it's Bubba the Love Sponge from Tampa Radio, but he'd be with Hogan.
Who is this? He's on all fours. He's being dragged now towards the ring on this entryway. And the referee's got the chair. That's Nick Petrick, and
where is Norman Smiley? He's out. He's at the go position, not going.
Oh!
That was an apt description. This big, useless lump is just getting battered to a pulp by Granddaddy Hardcore. There's something both disgusting and amusing about this at the same time, Tony.
Yes, it kind of reminds me of with Dan Galvin.
Shut up! Shut up!
Okay, he's dragging him towards the ring. And this Norman said he had it on. You think this maybe was Norman's second choice as a mystery partner?
Look at this! It's Ralphus!
It's Ralphus, for Pete's sake!
Of course it's Ralphus. Why wouldn't it have been Ralphus? How come we didn't figure this out?
That's awful. That is terrible.
The fangs of fear are back. The gums of gore.
Ralphus! Oh, come on. Digital guys, get rid of it back there, please. Do not pass him. That is hardcore.
That is too hardcore for me. Somebody make it go away.
Terry Funk, I'll give you $28 if you'll undo what you just did.
What a sight.
Smiley! Oh!
Norman coming away with a ladder. Throws it at Terry Funk. And I think Ralphus has lost his pants.
And I think Caesar's ghost, Ralphus, is the mystery partner, and he's been passed and temporarily.
Oh my God! Look at that navel, look at that gut. Not since I got killed by Tank Abbott have we seen something. Wait a minute, what am I saying?
My God, he's got
Norman
dimples and
makes a
dimples.
cover. 1, 2. Yes, in all the places you don't need them in.
Come on, Ralphus, wake up for Pete's sake.
Yes.
Repent yourself.
Please wake up and go
Thank
in the
you
locker
so
room.
Much.
Oh.
God, run at the hard camera. Wait a minute, Smiley. No! Terry Funk.
Oh my God, what a match.
He's been lacerated by the
And we
hardcore
see
wiggle.
just about everything now.
Hey, give Norman Smiley credit. He's brought out this useless lump of lifeless flesh.
Give him
and he's
credit.
still on the verge of being hardcore champion. He just blasted Funk in the head with that chair, and now it's wiggle time.
Give him credit. Who told him this was going to be a good partner?
Here we go, big wiggle time in a hardcore legend.
Bischoff and Russo want this hardcore title back within their framework, within the camp of the New Blood, and Norman trying to bring it to him.
Look at Ralphus, he's got mud flaps like a Kenworth.
Hold on! The chair!
Terry Funk has taken everything, including a chair shot. The man is as tough as an old bowling shoe. Terry Funk, take my word for it. He's going to come up from that one. Smiley wasted too much time. What is Ralphus? No!
Ralphus wants to do the wiggle!
Good night!
No! No!
What?
No!
Make it stop!
Please!
He's busting behind him!
He's bumping him! He's
Go, Terry!
Terry Funk, I've never rooted for you in my life. Kill him! Kill Ralphus! Kill Smiley!
I agree.
They brought a pox upon this show. Really kill them!
Ralphus has stretch marks.
Yeah, he's got one big one right
Well,
here.
that's terrible, Tony.
You know, he was a truck driver before tonight, and that somehow that job seems a lot more dignified now.
Oh, God bless Ralphus. And a roll up Terry Funk. 2. He won it! It's over! He won it! How absurd can you get in one match? Well, we got there, and Terry Funk lives again. And I what's going to the mind of Russo and Bischoff right now after this melee unfolded in front of us.
That is disgusting. Ralphus is back. Oh, please. But Norman Smiley thought he had a plan for the hardcore legend Terry Funk. It backfired, and the hardcore belt stays away from the New Blood.
I have to admit, I'm sold. I think Terry Funk was born to hold the hardcore title. Oh, no.
Come on.
Don't do this. Don't do this.
Where are standards
do
and
this.
practices when you need them?
They're doing their own version of the wiggle in the ring.
He's not going to stop shaking for 3 days.
At least he pulled his pants back up. At least we can say that.
Not enough, he didn't.
And the fans are having a great time.
It's not an outing, it's a sighting.
I actually don't know what that is. But Norman, and he kisses Ralphus. All right. We're looking outside, and Gene Okerlund.
David Arquette.
Yeah.
David Arquette, I've been reading all of the publications. Your wife, Courtney Cox, $1 million an episode. How come you didn't arrive with the Millionaires Club?
Listen here, Mean Gene. I got $1 million of my own money. You see what I'm saying? I got it on my own merit, so I don't need my wife's money. That's first off. And second off, you know, Diamond Dallas Page doesn't think, you know, I'm a sports entertainer, so I had to come alone. But, you know, whatever. I'll just go out there. I'm into this. I'm into it, baby.
You know, I'm very curious. You're going to be involved in a very dangerous match tonight for the WCW World Heavyweight title in a triple cage. Your thoughts?
I'm scared, Gene. I'm very scared. I mean, don't let the smile fool you.
And I don't blame you for being scared because, let's face it, we've talked about it ad nauseum. The man's an actor, but he is put in this triple cage, as you see, high above the ring. After the absurd thing we just witnessed, what else could be next? Scott Hudson here at Slamboree.
Seeing Ralphus half-pantsed in Kansas City on pay-per-view is about the peak of my career as a broadcaster, Tony. I'm sure it's yours too. What can we see next? Talk about the height of absurdity. But remember the bottom line, Terry Funk is still the hardcore champion. The New Blood still missing one piece of gold.
Remember this bottom line, too. David Arquette's an actor who has himself in a very bad position. He's the World Heavyweight Champion. He doesn't deserve it. Tonight, he pays a severe price. I hope Mr. Cox has some insurance, because he'll need to cash in every health policy he has after he gets hurt very badly in the Ready to Rumble steel cage.
It's good to see a man with a phenomenal physique like Sean, the Perfect One Stasiak, come to the ring after what we've just witnessed with Ralphus.
He is perfect, you know. Ralphus is Mr. Not So Perfect. Sean Stasiak, the perfect one.
Gimmick infringement at its ugliest. Sean Stasiak claiming to be the perfect one, and Curt Hennig, well, I don't want to make Turner Legal upset with us. We'll just leave it and say it's gimmick infringement at its ugliest.
Well, the bottom line is the perfect one christened himself the perfect one just to get Curt Hennig upset. And boy, it certainly worked so far. Curt Hennig's coming to the ring more than a little mad. He cost Sean Stasiak his shot at the free throw record, which I still thought Sean would have broken, being the perfect athlete he is. But Hennig does not like Stasiak, and Stasiak baited him into that by calling himself the perfect one.
Well, it goes a little bit further than that. I mean, Hennig thought he was in the camp of Vince Russo when Russo returned to WCW. When Russo came back and initiated the New Blood with Eric Bischoff, here was Hennig saying, "Boss, I'm back, I'm with you, whatever you want me to do." Then basically he sent out Stasiak and Russo to attack Curt Hennig, so it's personal as far as Hennig is concerned, not only from Stasiak's perspective, but from Russo's as well. So here we go. The perfect one. Sean Stasiak and Curt Hennig in an arm drag. And obviously here, he wants to show up Curt Hennig early on.
Two second-generation superstars in World Championship Wrestling. Sean Stasiak's father, Stan the Man Stasiak, the late Stan the Man Stasiak, held a version of the World Heavyweight Championship. Curt Hennig's father, Larry the Axe Hennig, held the World Tag Team Championship. Both men's father peak of this career. These two men both claiming to be somewhat perfect.
Stasiak just calmly walking around the ring as Hennig has approached this a lot differently, really, than I thought he would. I thought maybe he would go in nostrils wide open, full blast, but he's really being very calm about this. Holds his ground and sends Stasiak in. In a great move, he snapped him out of the center of the ring that time. Hitting it a scoop slam, and Stasiak goes down.
Well, don't forget, Tony, for Curt Hennig to prove that Shawn Stasiak is not the perfect one, he has to beat Stasiak at his own game. Brawling wouldn't show up Stasiak. Wrestling him, out-skilling him, out-maneuvering him. That's how you prove that Shawn Stasiak is not the perfect one.
So what you're saying is we can expect not to see Ralphus in this one.
Thank you.
Curt Hennig, the people in Kansas City here at the Kemper Arena certainly behind Curt Hennig. They don't like the arrogance, the pomposity of the perfect one, Shawn Stasiak.
I think it may go further than that. I think this goes all the way to the core of the new blood with Vince Russo, with Eric Bischoff, what they stand for, what they brought here. Fans certainly have been divided about who they cheer for, who they... Now, hold on a second, as Hennig and Stasiak get into a little verbal confrontation in the ring, and now they hook up one more time into a side headlock. Very important matchup for Shawn Stasiak, because if you think about it, you think about the direction of the new blood, this is very important for this group, but also in the formative years of his career, to beat Hennig on Slamboree would be something he would be able to build on throughout his career.
No doubt about it. This could be a turning point one way or the other for the perfect one, Shawn Stasiak, and for Curt Hennig, too. Curt Hennig has been around a while. He's been an excellent wrestler his whole career. But if a young whippersnapper, so to speak, like Shawn Stasiak can come out here and beat Hennig maneuver for maneuver, well, that says a lot about where both men are headed.
Cross body by Stasiak, got off his feet, 1-2, and got a 2 count. And maybe it's something more than the pride. Maybe it's something more than what happened with Russo. Maybe there's an underlying problem that we don't know about between these two men. Here's an outside and sunset flip, and he gets out of it, does Hennig. He ducks, and he pressed him this time, and the fans are wrapped on that. That's what they want to see. They want to see the fisticuffs. They want to see the fight, the relaxed rules that we've been seeing under the guidance and leadership of Russo and Bischoff in the new blood, and a knee left.
Hey, in the new WCW, we can wrestle, but we prefer to fight.
Hold the phone at ringside, all decked out in different color fatigues. Was that members of the Misfits in action?
Sure, it certainly was. Chavo Guerrero Jr., Lash LaRue, and Van Hammer at ringside. Look like they're ready for war.
Well, they have to pay to get in now, right? They've been fired.
They were fired, but that has not stopped them, as we've seen, from getting physically involved in matchups. And let's see what plays out here.
Guys.
Hold on, wait a minute. Oh, no. Oh. And he goes face first. Wait a minute. He reps.
And that is not wrestling. That is absolutely not what the perfect one should be doing to gain an advantage.
Hey, it's perfect brawling. Give the kid a break, all right?
You got to do what it takes. I would agree with you right there, Mark Madden. And now, head first, rolls him in. Sorry, Scott. Climbing the turnbuckle pads. Hennig got back on his feet, but the perfect one, Shawn Stasiak, is perched and ready to go. Takes flight and connects. Sends him down 1, 2. Hennig. That was a very arrogant cover, and it cost the perfect one.
You said something very perceptive before, Tony. You look around the crowd here at Kemper Arena. A lot of people are rooting for the new blood, a lot for the millionaires. But it's the trailer park scum rooting for the millionaires.
Come on.
These people dressed in cheap, old, tattered clothes. Young, upward professionals like myself are rooting for the new blood, Tony and Scott.
You really agree with that, Scott?
Absolutely not. Curt Hennig got a full slam. Shawn Stasiak. Oh, wait a minute.
He hurt his back. He was going to throw him on that entranceway. Thank goodness he didn't do that, but he hurt his back, and it may turn the match completely around.
Isn't that just like these sadistic wrestlers? We put that ramp up right to the ring to give the fans something good to look at, a better entrance, and these wrestlers try to use it as a weapon. I kind of like that.
Sleeper hold from the perfect one. Shawn Stasiak hitting has been weakened.
And look at Stasiak. Trash talking Hennig as it goes down like, I got you. Give it up. It's over. You're going to sleep. But Hennig trying to fight it off. Sometimes they say the more you fight, the worse it is. Let's see what happens. As you can see, Stasiak just grinding in. It's the new blood. Can they control things here?
They want to see Curt Hennig fight up out of the sleeper hold. But more importantly than that, Tony and Mark, they want to see the Millionaires Club fight up against the new blood. They don't like the arrogance. They don't like the new bloods focusing solely on fame, glory, and fortune. They want to see men that have stood the test of time like Curt Hennig stay on top of the sport.
I would rather see young upward go-getters who want to make something of themselves that what the people who have been on top for too long hold them back. But hey, Scott, if you want to be passé, you go right ahead.
They got to earn their way there, Mark Madden. You can't walk in and have it handed to you, but that's exactly what Bischoff and Russo want to do with men like the Perfect One.
But can they stand the test of time like the Millionaires Club if they prevail? Only time will tell as down goes Hennig, and Stajak's going to go to the top again. Stajak, for a big guy, loves to get up on the top rope. He'll do it one more time. Hennig pushed. Too much time on the top. Hennig stepped away. The fans are standing. They love that move, and now they want Hennig to follow up with something. Hennig just lured him in that time with a gut shot from the attempt of the double axe handle.
That's a veteran in action. Curt Hennig lulling him into a false sense of security. Two to the breadbasket. Chops. Open-handed slams. And Curt Hennig back on the offensive against the Perfect One.
Good wide vertical base for Hennig with those chops. Got good leverage on it. Sends Stasiak. Good back body drop. And now for Hennig. Light on his feet, looking good. Wipes him out with a roundhouse right that collided on the top of the head.
I give Hennig credit. He waited Shawn Stasiak out. Now the Perfect One's flustered. There's the Misfits in action. I don't know what they're going to figure in during this match. But now Hennig has Stasiak flustered. He has the upward edge.
Hennig, did you see the axe that he threw against Shawn Stasiak moments ago, just like his father used to do?
Back up against the corner. Can this member of the New Blood prevail in a town that is rich in history of the NWA? From Harley Race, legendary NWA champion. And we say that because we know that gets under the skin of Russo and Bischoff being here in Kansas City, being here in the Kemp Arena. They want to start legends of their own. And what a better place to do it in this venue, in this city. Mark Madden. Oh, look at that. 1, 2. It's his own movie. He beat him with it.
That's the Hennig flex. That's New Blood style right there. Wonder what Harley Race thought of that one.
I don't know.
How about Bob Geigel?
Come on.
Can you name some other guys from
Well,
the old days?
Bob Brown, yes.
That's right.
Shawn Stasiak has pinned Curt Hennig. The Perfect One. The New Blood has come out victorious. And on top of everything else, guys, he used the Hennig Plex to do it.
That's right. Not the perfect plant, but the Hennig Plex.
Wow.
Is this an upset? I don't think so. You two probably think it is because you're kind of in bed with Curt Hennig psychologically. But I don't see this as an upset.
All right, we're going to take a look at the replay one more time and see if you can analyze it there, Mark.
Well, here it is. There's the Hennig Plex. Bang! He plants him real quick in 1, 2, 3. It's as simple as that. Curt Hennig may have hit his head on the ring post shortly before that, which I'm sure Shawn Stasiak took full advantage of. But to beat a man with his own maneuver, that is absolutely perfect as far as Shawn Stasiak's concerned.
It's our Western Union Money Transfer Speed Move of the night, brought to you by Western Union, the fastest way to send money worldwide.
What did I tell you about that Stasiak, huh? Was that a flying or what? Am I the man, huh, Tim? Liz? Scotty, baby, come on, let's go. 2 in a row, baby.
This last time up there. Keep your hands off me.
Problems exist in the back again as a little bit of celebrating going on with Vince Russo and the New Blood. And what about the comment there from Big Papa Pump, Mark Madden?
Well, I'm sure people like yourself and Scott Hudson would like to tease that as tension within the framework of the New Blood. But when a finely honed athlete like Scott Steiner's ready to go out for a match, you don't touch him, you don't fool with him. Mr. Russo, he's the leader, but he should know better there.
Scott Steiner excels at PE, but doesn't play well with others.
So you're saying on this you side with Steiner and not with Vince Russo?
I don't really think I said that. You're trying to get me in trouble out here.
No, I was just trying to put I read into that. Nevertheless, it is time for the United States Heavyweight Championship. And the leader of the Misfits in Action himself is here in the ring. It's humorous, if you will. And he's got his own fatigues on. Dressed out in the battle gray.
Got a mic.
What's that music? From here on in, I never want to be called Hugh Morris again. Not from you. Not from you. That name was given to me by Eric Bischoff, and it was a brain fart. It was to make me look stupid. From now on, you address me by my real name. G. Rection. Captain Rection for short.
What up, G?
Okay. We got it. Captain
I'm gonna
Rection.
go out on a limb here and say that's probably not his real name. But I like the Captain Rection part. All this guy needed was a little direction, I guess.
I guess he did, and he'll now vie for the United States title. You know, we've talked about the battleground, the guerrilla warfare of this past Wednesday, and the coming together of the Millionaires Club. The Millionaires Club got a lot of allies this past Wednesday of men who were disgruntled employees, men who have either been fired or have been browbeaten by Bischoff and Russo and stepped to their side. So in the sheer numbers game, the numbers are kind of evening up if you go from one side, the Millionaires Club, to the other side, the New Blood.
Scott Steiner, the United States heavyweight champion. I can't say in all good conscience that he's representing the New Blood. Scott Steiner represents Scott Steiner, and maybe Madeja and Shakira too.
Well, we talked about the tension, and if you watched Thunder on TBS on Wednesday, you saw the tension literally erupt and saw the New Blood almost dissolve before our eyes this past Wednesday, but they were able to regroup, and now they got some celebration going on, especially the win by the perfect one, Sean Stasiak, moments ago.
Scott Steiner now out here to make it 2 in a row. No matter what you say, Tony, no matter how you try to stir the pot backstage, Scott Steiner is a member in good standing of the New Blood. He's just a little bit of an excitable boy. But he and Mr. Russo were very close. Very, very close, I tell you. Just like he's close with his 2 hoochies in there, Shakira and Madeja.
Well, I do believe that. I believe they are close, and I believe that the New Blood is very strong, even though they suffered what many would feel was a major setback this past Wednesday. And I think more than a setback for the New Blood, it was a step in the right direction for the Millionaires Club. I don't know. Face to face with ringside. I can tell you, fans, I know a lot of fans like to come to these arena events and pay-per-view and Nitro and Thunders and love to jaw with the wrestlers, but that's the last man you want to jaw with. He is really unstable.
Scott Steiner will mess you up if you screw with him on your ringside. The line between reality and fantasy disappeared for this man a long time ago, thanks partially to Shakira and Madeja, I might add.
Speaking of fantasy.
So here we go. It's going to be the new Captain Rection against Scott Steiner for the United States Heavyweight Championship, a title that he won under the guidance, under the leadership of the New Blood, and a title that he determined to keep. And you can see the way he's starting things. He is not going to slow down one bit.
Hey, I like Captain Rection myself.
Scott Steiner shoots him in, ducks a wild clothesline, and the captain firing back with knife-edge chops across the massive chest of Big Papa Pump.
Into the ropes goes Captain Rection. He holds his ground. Oh, what massive glory at that time. Had a steam and a good move by Big Papa Pump to scoot out of the ring that time because Captain Rection was on fire.
Captain Rection, well, so far, guys, he's working stiff in there, I'll tell you that.
Scott Steiner on the outs, I'm telling you, Mark, with Vince Russo and Eric Bischoff of the New Blood. Remember, Scott Steiner defeated Mike Awesome in the tournament final at Spring Stampede to become United States Heavyweight Champion. That was a member of the New Blood.
You're creating a problem where none exists.
Hold on a second.
Most certainly am not.
What they have done, and fans, you know this, but we want to explain it to you, Mark Madden, is that Bischoff and Russo are trying to eliminate the Millionaires Club to enable the New Blood to have a free shot at getting title. What they did, what they've attempted to do was allow Scott Steiner to face a Mike Awesome.
Heads up, heads up.
Hold on now. That level playing field they're talking about. And Steiner on the inside, the quickness and the beauty of Madeja and Shakira just got too much for Captain Rection, and that enabled from behind Scott Steiner.
Scott Steiner claimed he was abandoned by Bischoff and Russo last Wednesday night on Thunder also in the match against Hulk Hogan.
I got to admit the facts add up, but I still think Scott Steiner's on the New Blood team.
I do too. Here's a pickup, but we just don't know how far you can push the Big Papa Pump before he explodes.
Not very.
That's the story we're going to follow. Oh, good maneuver that time by Captain Rection. And a cover 1-2. Got a 2 count.
The spinning heel kick from the captain caught Big Papa right in the bleached blonde tresses.
Puts him down again, does the captain. And as Nadeja tries to get Big Papa Pump to get to his feet. Captain Rection climbs up, and the
Wait a
girls.
second.
Wait a minute, the girls are up top. And big elbow. It was on target. We could have a new United States champion right now, but he's not going to go for it.
Captain Rection.
Kind of flows off the tongue there, doesn't it? Captain Rection.
I wish you wouldn't phrase it like that.
Well, it does. It's you can say it with ease. The girls are up now. The girls. Grabbing each leg of the captain, and he's all tied up.
Not that they haven't done that before.
And he is at the mercy now of Big Papa Pump.
Tied to the proverbial tree of woe. And is Scott Steiner going to take advantage of that?
Pulling back on the head, the neck. The neck obviously not meant to go that way. We could have a submission hold right here, would it not be for the ropes.
He could snap the head clean off Captain Rection. If Captain Rection's neck wasn't so strong.
Wait a minute. Hang on. Scott Steiner jawing back and forth with more front row fans, but these fans are the misfits in action.
The misfits in action.
And that's all they are as fans. They're no longer part of WCW.
And I do agree with that, but they got to their feet on that one as their captain goes in. It goes down for Big Papa Pump. Look at that arm. Look at that massive upper body of the U.S. champion. 1, 2.
Whoa.
2 count. He is so strong, so powerful, and he's so explosive. He could have had the win there, but he gets in the face of the referee.
It looked like a 3 count to me. Scott Steiner's right to be mad.
The intimidation of Big Papa Pump. Scott Hudson is mind-boggling. He intimidates everyone, announcers, referees, and everyone.
We've got relaxed disqualification rules in World Championship Wrestling, but putting your hands on an official is about the quickest way to get a DQ.
And weighs 330, or Captain Rection, I should say. I don't want to repeat his name, but Captain Rection weighs 330, and he picked him up with ease that time.
Scott Steiner, the All-American Wolverine from the University of Michigan. Technically, as solid an amateur wrestler as there is in this sport, and as a professional, not too bad. And remember, on top of everything else, Scott Steiner has an awful attitude. He has no concern for the health and safety of others, including the fans at ringside, us, especially his opponent. Marry that up with the fact that he knows his way around a wrestling ring. He's double dangerous. Look at that.
Belly to belly with power. 1, 2, no! Captain Rection kicks away.
Now there, Jimmy.
That was a clean count by the referee that time.
What's wrong with it?
You suck!
He cannot control his emotion, and how can Steiner win if he keeps doing things like that?
Well, he'll break down Captain Rection eventually. Captain Rection will wilt under all this punishment, no doubt about that. Scott Steiner's the better man. The referee's intimidated, and yeah, maybe it's counterproductive. Maybe Steiner chases him around a little bit, but he'll get a quicker cut. I mean, the right cut next time in a pinning predicament.
He's pulled off twice on these, what could have been 3 counts, and chased the referee around. The referee, give him a lot of credit, goes back in the ring. That says a lot about his character as well, as Captain Rection hits the ropes, and he's in the midst of a massive bear hug from those arms and upper body, and this could be a submission hold as the referee's checking in.
Oh, the captain's going to get demoted here. Big Papa squeezing the life out of Captain Rection at Slamboree.
He's okay, though, says the referee.
Steiner's not going to like that.
I'll say this, Scott Steiner must be wearing down just a little bit if he's resorting to a bear hug, which obviously takes a lot out of Captain Rection, but gives him a little rest as well. Give Captain Rection credit for really being durable in this match, and here he comes back strong.
Oh, Scott Steiner, oh!
Just too much, man. 330 pounds, and he lifted over his head that time.
Dead weight, Scott Steiner, tremendous strength, unbelievable power in Big Papa. Now, hang on. Come on, security guard. Scott Steiner trying with the fans in the Clipper Arena.
See, I got to admit, I never criticized Big Papa Pump, but he's got to be a little more focused than this. He should be in the ring finishing off Captain Rection, then he can slap that Yahoo upside the head.
That's just the way he is. And he poses.
Look at those guns, though.
He's amazing. He is spectacular, is what he is. But once again, his focus completely lost as he had Captain Rection down, threw him over his head with a great maneuver.
Let's not forget that this isn't some green jabroni right out of the school. This is Captain Rection, a man 330, as agile as anyone in this sport. And Scott Steiner, oh, he was manhandling him. He just got the size 13 right in the puss. And here comes the captain.
Scott Steiner may have made a critical mistake here as Captain Rection with the big foot, nails Steiner, and then counts him, and here comes the captain again. Ahead of Steve, 330 pounds, and he smashes Big Papa Pump into the turnbuckles again. He may be a step away from becoming the U.S. champ. One more time. He collided again. He's going to do it a third time, and he could win it right here.
Scott Steiner's out.
No, forget about it. How in the world can a man fight back with all the punishment that he's been taking like that?
Scott Steiner's got the best body in WCW. He may be the best athlete in WCW. That's how.
Double underhook.
Got the butterfly on the captain. Can he get him up? 330 and a slam. Good night.
That is raw power. It's what that is. He knows it. He oozes the arrogance. He realizes that when he wants to, when he stays completely focused, that nobody can stay with him. And he's focused now as he's got Captain Rection where he wants him. Or does he? Look at this. Look at the power.
Look at the ease.
An inverted bear hug.
Wait a second. The captain. With a tombstone.
He needs to roll over. He needs to roll over. He can win this thing right now.
The captain tombstone. Big Papa Pump out of nowhere. We thought it was over. Wait a second.
He's going up for his moonsault, and the girls are standing there.
Oh, Shakira's running interference.
And he told the girls, stay there.
Oh, the captain.
That was his moonsault, Raging Climax, his renamed finisher. He missed it, but I think he kicked Scott Steiner right in the head with his feet there. So Scott Steiner, he didn't absorb the full force of the moonsault, but he got kicked in the head pretty good.
Right in the back of the neck is where he got kicked, you're right, but he didn't get the full brunt of that moonsault.
Look at him, he's right back up. What a man Scott Steiner is. Tony, give him credit, come on.
I'm going to, and now in the clutches of the Steiner recliner, and look at that, immediately Captain Rection gives up. What a matchup. Great effort on both men. Two mammoth heavyweights as Madeira and Shakasia. Did I say that right?
No.
Whatever, I was looking at their hooters, quite frankly.
Please.
Now,
Scott Steiner just sent the referee outside and has wrapped the captain back up. And here we go. Wait a second.
Well,
Hang on a second.
On?
That's R&B Security, Russo and Bischoff Security, and the Misfits are running interference.
Well, you can't just let fans run in the ring. You got to get those guys out of here. R&B Security does a great job getting these guys out. That's what I'm hoping anyway.
Well, the Misfits in action came over the top, and immediately the security of R&B Security, Russo and Bischoff, got down there to keep them out. And meanwhile, look what's going on the ring.
Booker T! The Misfits in action got cut off by security. And Booker T, the one-man cavalry, is in the ring. And out goes Big Papa.
Booker T comes running full blast down the rampway, and he prevents any more damage being done to the neck and the back of Captain Rection as R&B Security was holding off the Misfits in action from ringside.
But Scott Steiner will retain the United States Heavyweight Championship with a hard-fought victory over Captain Rection.
Scott Steiner has a date coming up with Booker T, though, and that may be a date with destiny. Booker T and Scott Steiner very, very personal. I think Scott Steiner's better, but when you involve a personal animosity, that can pick up the level of a man like Booker T.
Well, Booker T was the man, and Scott will tell you, cost him the world title on Monday Nitro recently, and here it is one more time.
Captain Rection, a little premature with the Raging Climax. Nailed Scott Steiner in the back of the head with the foot, but nobody home for the big blow, and Scott Steiner with the Steiner recliner. Captain Rection could take no more. But at the end of the day, it was Booker T, the man originally scheduled for this matchup. Injury kept him out of it. He is on a collision course with Big Papa.
There you see the run-in by Booker T, just blew right past R&B Security, and he hammered a Big Papa Pump. Look at this, Harlem sidekick. It was on target. There's going to be another day for Booker T and Big Papa Pump and the U.S. title, which Scott Steiner still holds around his waist. Captain Rection gets help up. Scott Steiner gets a celebration with his girls, and we're going to take you to Mean Gene Okerlund.
Canyon, when the new blood came into power here in WCW, you turned your back on them to help Diamond Dallas Page. Tonight, you're going to be facing one of their members, the impressive Mike Awesome.
Yeah, I back Page. I back Page because he's more than a friend. I consider him a brother. As far as I'm concerned, blood is thicker than water. You got guys like Kidman, Jarrett, Awesome. They suck up to Bischoff and Russo. Nah, Paige taught me a long time ago. You get ahead in this business not by kissing ass, but by busting your own. And that's exactly what I'm gonna do tonight. And in doing so, prove to Mike Awesome that nobody is better than Canyon.
Very well said by Canyon, and Canyon said a lot about his friendship with Diamond Dallas Page, and he puts his friendship ahead of anything that Bischoff and Russo would want, because if you think about it, Canyon is within that new blood framework.
That is such a load of crap, though. DDM got to the top of this company by living next door to Bischoff, kissing his butt, mowing his lawn, taking out his garbage, helping him shop for groceries. I think Canyon got what Page told him mixed up.
As he comes in with massive powerbomb, one to Hulk Hogan, then to Canyon on our broadcast table, originally on Thunder, and then this past Monday, again a running powerbomb to Hulk Hogan. Mike Awesome has proved that he can powerbomb with the very best of them, Scott Hudson in WCW.
In the age of tables and power bombs, no one can make the claim they put Hulk Hogan through a table. Now Mike Awesome can claim it twice. Chris Champagne Canyon, on his way to the ring. I don't know if he's a full-fledged millionaire, but his heart lies with the Millionaires Club, and specifically Diamond Dallas Page.
And that will be his undoing, my friend. That will be his undoing.
Well, that's one of the things that made the Millionaires Club and got them coming together, so to speak, this past Wednesday was more than the Millionaires Club. It was the disgruntled employees, guys like a Canyon, guys like the Misfits in Action, guys like Chronic that came to help them out and really put the numbers back on their side.
And I'm not blasting Canyon by any means. He's one of the most talented performers in WCW. Oh, big clothesline. Or in sports entertainment anywhere, but he's just playing for the wrong team right now.
And he's all fired up, and sometimes that's all it takes to be fired up, to be intense. And he drives the shoulders into the midsection of Mike Awesome. Billy Silverman telling Awesome, get out of the corner. And Canyon right now is relentless. Into the other turnbuckle he goes. Oh, back elbow. He lured him in that time, Scott.
Remember, it was 2 weeks ago on Nitro. Wait, oh, hang on a second. Awesome. Canyon doesn't see it coming. Awesome. Watch the agility of the big man.
Oh, the big suicide dive. Lift him over the top. All the way over to the floor. You called it right a couple of weeks ago, Mark Madden. Signs of a heavyweight, the agility of a cruiserweight. That's Mike Awesome.
And he's the only guy like that in sports entertainment. That's why I love watching Mike Awesome so much, because he truly is one of a kind, as Mr. Canyon's finding out the very hard way right now.
Canyon is we're gonna find out what he's made of here. He came in with determination. He came in with heart. He came in with purpose. And right now, Awesome just trying to bludgeon that out of him right now here on Slamboree 2000.
It was 2 weeks ago on Nitro. Remember, the cage match for the world title. Diamond Dallas Page and Jeff Jarrett. Mike Awesome tried to break up the final pin as Page was atop of Jarrett. He broke it up, but Canyon broke up the breakup. Oh! Allowing Page to become world champion. Awesome hasn't forgotten being shown up by Chris Champagne Canyon.
And now in the midst of two big wins in a row by the New Blood here at Slamboree, there must be more celebration going on in the back. This is a critical match for Mike Awesome, a critical match for Russo and Bischoff, and I'm sure Champagne Canyon feels a critical match for him as that baseball slide drop kick was on target.
That just splattered Mike Awesome's rib cage against the ring post. Now Awesome's on his feet outside the ring. Canyon jumps off. Whoa! Somersault squashing Awesome on the mat.
Boy, Canyon is more fired up than we have seen him. Canyon was instrumental in the filming of the Ready to Rumble movie. As fans, you probably know, as he was the stuntman for Oliver Platt.
He gained 40 pounds to do it, but oh, what a move by Awesome there.
And also the wrestling technical advisor for the movie as well. Canyon knows all the moves, but now it's with purpose here. And now back into the ring goes Mike Awesome. Awesome double axe handle on the back of Chris Champagne Canyon.
Methodically dismantling Canyon is Awesome, and Mike is Awesome. Canyon's down in the canvas. Awesome gonna take it up top. 280. Awesome is about to wipe out the Canyon.
Wow. Canyon tried to get to his feet valiantly that time, but could not. 1, 2, and he almost stayed down as it kicked out in the near nick of time.
I got to give Canyon credit. He's frustrating awesome right now. Canyon with unbelievable resiliency. He's on the wrong team. Mr. Russo, Mr. Bischoff, talk to Canyon. Straighten him out.
I think Canyon is dead set on who he wants to follow behind. A Diamond Dallas Page.
Always behind, you're right.
A Millionaires Club. Oh, let's say follow beside. Stand beside, side to side there. Let's not mince words here. Here's a pickup of a steel chair. Of course, we know Awesome, not only a master of a power bomb, but of course, using tables or chairs very effectively. The steel, watch out. Oh, the lower back of Champagne Canyon.
Remember, Canyon went into those steps earlier on, and Canyon's back, obviously the point of concentration of Mike Awesome. I wonder why. I wonder if he's going to try to power bomb. Oh, no!
That's it, Mike. That's it. That's it, Mike. What's up, Canyon? What's up?
Would you stop?
Canyon, defenseless right now. He put the arm up, but there was nothing he could do. He wiped him out with that steel chair, running a full sprint from one side of the ring area to the other, and now they're in the fence. How much more can Champagne Canyon take? It's a pickup and a scoop slam on the concrete floor of the Kimber Arena. My God. Throws him in, and he goes back to the match once again. Mike Awesome is living up to his last name. He is totally awesome right now. And choking now with the camera cable, the ringside camera cable. Look at the face and the intensity of Awesome, Scott.
This is a man who was shown up by Chris Canyon and is showing up Canyon right here. Don't think for 1 minute there's not a method to his madness. He is softening the man up, only to powerbomb him through something, maybe our announce table later on. I'm getting my papers out of here.
Hey, where's DD at? How come he's not out here helping his good buddy?
Why do you think triple cage match for the world title? There's
but
your
Canyon's
answer.
his good friend. He should be out here.
You know the answer by now. And now Mike Awesome fighting for more than just the old Saint Scott. He's fighting for the new blood. Over the top and a dive, swan dive in, no, a 2 count.
Question for you guys. Is Awesome the best ever at the powerbomb when you looked at all the variations he has and the speed with which he executes it? I think he's one of the top 3 or 4.
I would say he's one of the top 5, but I wouldn't say he's really the best because there is one man by the name of Big Sexy Kevin Nash.
Yeah, what I was thinking too, Tony. That's the guy I was thinking of.
When he locks you into that jackknife powerbomb, Kevin Nash is the best powerbomb in the sport. Mike Awesome, at best, sloppy seconds.
Please! A little decorum, Scott Hudson.
Into the ropes, back body, no, forget about it. Canyon held on, could get a win, 1, no, only a 1 count. Good, coming out that time by Austin, and Austin follows up with a nice lariat.
I don't know, Awesome releases that powerbomb awful quick, a lot of variations, sit out, a lot of power to it too. He might be number 1, I don't know.
Kind of a running Liger bomb, you're right, good variations by the man himself, Mike Awesome. They're gonna go on the floor. This is where he wants to go. And, oh, wait a minute, hold.
Not.
Please, take that chair. Thank you.
Mike, take what you need, buddy.
What are you, Ernest Ainsley, all of a sudden, for Pete's sake? Awesome. Oh! Still softening up that back. We're going to see a powerbomb from the Awesome One somewhere in this contest, I feel sure. Stick with what brought you to the dance. And for Mike Awesome, that's the powerbomb.
It has been, you're right, the softening up for the powerbomb, but it has been a variety of table shots. Or chair shots, I should say, on the lower back, on the outside, slamming the man on the concrete, throwing the man head first to the scarlet steel steps. I mean, he's hit Canyon with just about everything. Canyon, that time with one defensive move, helped his cause out a great deal. Pulled the top rope. And now Canyon, he's got him and trying to pull him. Oh, yeah, what a move. Reverse neck breaker from the top.
Did you see Awesome's legs get tangled up on the top turnbuckle? All the impact was on Awesome's neck and head on that neck breaker from the top rope.
Hooks a far leg, gets a 1-2. No, sir. Canyon thought he won the thing. He's disappointed, as you can see.
What a match here. Big move after big move after big move. Power, skill, speed. These two guys have it all. This is the new WCW, guys.
Mike Awesome, he kicked out of a top rope hangman's noose neck breaker and has reversed the momentum on Canyon.
Oh, Canyon again. Canyon again, and they're coming. 1, 2, and Awesome is out again. Oh, the fans are living with each and every move in this
this one. How about this? Every move Awesome's done has been to Canyon's neck and back. Canyon reversing things now. Maybe he's going to powerbomb Awesome.
Amazing intestinal fortitude to get up, crossbody.
Momentum reversal.
1, 2, no! And I think maybe he hooked the tights on the far side that time, but Canyon with enough leg strength to kick away. Boy, they are pushing it to the limit here at Slamboree in this matchup. You heard what Canyon said, blood is thicker than water. And a pickup.
Canyon, the innovator of offense, living up to his reputation. He and Awesome. You never see it coming. 2.5 that time for Canyon over Awesome.
These guys are unreal. They're hitting each other with every single thing they have, and the best they can get is a 2.5 count.
Let's see what the innovative offense can come up with now. Maybe it's a straight pile driver. Maybe it's a power bomb of his own. And maybe not. Oh my! He snapped him down, flung him over his back with a version of a power bomb, and what a great phenomenal counter move by Awesome, follows up with a running lariat.
That was almost combination wheelbarrow slam and power bomb, Tony. It was totally awesome.
It really was. How about that one, and what does Canyon have left now? Awesome said that's enough. It's power bomb city. Here it comes. God. Look how the neck, that time the neck just folded over.
I think Awesome was even shocked by the release point of that. That was all on the neck of Chris Canyon.
Canyon's trying to roll over on his front side. I think it's amazing he can even roll over. What in the world?
Wait a second.
Oh, no.
What more damage does he want to do to Canyon? He folded him up like a pair of pleated pants in the ring, and now he's lifting up the match at ringside.
Oh, my.
Hey, why put off until tomorrow, people? You can put out a wrestling today.
Canyon gets to his feet, which is a miracle in itself, and Canyon is fighting for his life right now.
He's mounting an offense after that power bomb.
He's going to try to knock him off to the concrete. Can he do it? No!
See, when Canyon got powerbombed on his neck, his spine and his legs got shaken up. When Canyon went across the ring, he didn't do it very quickly or fast enough, and Awesome took advantage.
How in the world is Chris Canyon still alive is a miracle. And Awesome is going to, no, he cannot, he saved his life, is what he did right there. And a pickup by Awesome, a belly to back release, German suplex, threw him on the back of his neck again.
Release overhead German suplex from Mike Awesome and Chris Canyon. How much more can his back and neck take? Everything Awesome has thrown at him in Canyon. There is still life left in Champagne. And Awesome now exposing more of the floor. What is he, Bill Watch? Come on!
He is hell-bent right now on dismantling, destroying, crippling this man, Chris Champagne Canyon, who has fought for all he's worth. Who has given us every ounce of his energy and desire here tonight.
We knew from the moment Mike Awesome got here, didn't care about winning and losing. He came to hurt people.
Right.
This might shock you, but it shouldn't surprise you.
This is new blood. This is new blood. And the music of the Wolfpack and the fans know it. And walking towards the ring is Big Sexy.
Back into his house. Here we go.
Awesome's not backing up an inch either.
Look at the intensity in the eyes of Kevin Nash. Mike Awesome.
He steps over the top rope at 7 feet, 375 pounds. Big Sexy, who's coming in, Billy Kidman down. Vampiro's in, the franchise. Candido, it's the new blood, attacking Kevin Nash, and he's taking on every man.
But the law of averages caught up with Kevin Nash. Come on, it's 5-on-1 Big Sexy.
Here comes the Millionaires Club. Flying Sting leading the charge. Canyon back into it. Chris Canyon fighting. Here comes the R&B security. They're going to fill up the ring. It's out of control, and we're only about 4 matches into this thing.
Unbelievable. You can't have one-on-one fights when the New Blood Millionaires are in the building, and this is just deteriorated into an all-out rumble.
It is the war. It's the guerrilla warfare that we saw on Wednesday that the Millionaires Club dominated, that put Ric Flair in the title match next month at the Great American Bash in Dallas. Sting, Canyon, Flair again, but coming together in the Millionaires Club right before our eyes here at Slamboree 2000.
Hey, smart move by the New Blood, though. They situation.
Chris Kanyon somehow is still standing.
The story of that is not who won and who lost, or really in this one, who survived. And the story is not who got the one-upsmanship. The story is that once again, the Millionaires Club coming together as a force to fend off the New Blood, Scott.
After what we saw last Wednesday on Thunder, we knew they were united as a force. It hasn't been the best start for the Millionaires Club tonight at Slamboree, but all is well where the money is.
Oh, for heaven's sakes, they've been on the same team and united for 4 days. You guys are going too crazy.
Buff Bagwell will face the total package coming up next, but for the total package, he has been on a rampage as of late because of one man, Vince Russo, who says Liz is his property.
She is.
I'm just about sick and tired of hearing about the total package. You're calling out 6'4", 270, 4% body fat, and Slamboree. Well, you got it, you little punk.
I'll never have a body like you, Lex. And there's probably a lot of people in here that think I'll never have a woman like Liz on my arm. You don't own Liz's contract. WCW owns it. Liz is my property.
Over my dead body.
There's a fight going on.
He's got Elizabeth.
He's kidnapped her.
You made a mistake, Russo.
It is my time.
The package, he is giving chase. They're going through the crowd.
I'm a gentleman.
You disgust me.
Knock it off, Liz. Know your place.
And he's still got Elizabeth tethered.
Woo! Look at that, Russo.
10, 11, 12 security guys
In front of the total package.
He wants Elizabeth back in the worst way.
Come on, small package.
Oh, no.
Do your job.
He's been handcuffed.
Come on, Buff. Bottom, go. Racket. Liz, you gotta see this. I got a surprise just for you. Hey, where you going? What are you wearing? Didn't you used to wear that with him? What is that, a tablecloth? Maybe you should go change. How about that?
You can't tell me what to do, okay?
Oh, no? Well, this says that I can. I own you, Liz, remember? Now go change that tablecloth, please. Put on something a little classy. Go around me. Wait till you see this.
Wait till you see what? We are going to see Buff Bagwell against the total package, but a very confident, a smirking Vince Russo in the back, telling Liz to go change. What's this all about?
Well, what it's all about is Russo owns Liz.
I know that. But he said, wait till you see this. And she's going to be watching right beside a Russo in the back there. Something's going down. What could it be here at Slamboree?
I always get worried when Vince Russo speaks in vagaries backstage. You never know what to expect, and Slamboree is no exception.
I always get kind of excited when he does that.
Did you say vagaries?
Yes.
Okay.
Wonder what Liz is going to change into. I bet you wear some kind of, leather gear, some metallic wristband, stuff like that.
For Pete's sake.
The Millionaires Club rules. Well, ever since Wednesday, you're right. And
yeah, 4 whole days. Let's celebrate.
well, you know what? I'm not taking sides here, but if you think about what the New Blood has done to those guys, I think 4 days is somewhat of a moral victory.
Matt, the package is looking for somebody to rip his clothes off in the spotlight. Get up there. Help out a little bit, would you? Earn your money.
I am tired of this whole routine. I will certainly do nothing to encourage it, Mr. Hudson. And that's Mr. Mad to you, Baldy.
Oh, my goodness. We're going to book something right here at the announce table before it's over with.
Oh, look, he has a great body. How exciting.
4% body fat, 276.4. The man is a specimen, a genetic freak, but it's not like he's going up against some, you know what I'm thinking, Tony.
I know exactly what you're thinking, Scott Hudson. The world knows what you're thinking. The fact is that he is probably thinking more about Vince Russo and more about Elizabeth, and probably does not have enough focus on his opponent coming up in this matchup.
You know, I've seen Russo and Elizabeth when the cameras are off. They can't keep their hands off each other.
You know, we do not believe that.
It's kind of touching. It's kind of sweet. They're two kids that are just nuts about each other.
And we do not believe that for one reason. It's not because that cannot happen. That could happen. Because it came from your mouth. Because it came from your mouth. That's why we don't believe it.
I have never not told the truth on one of these podcasts. Never.
3.5% body fat on
That's right. That's right. You got that right, Hudson. 3.5% body fat, which is better than 4%.
It is. Buff Bagwell firmly in the camp of the New his face, his heart, his mind, not in this ring right now. Everything this man is backstage. Just his body's in the ring.
I've got a question coming out of what went down in Memphis, Tennessee Wednesday on Thunder. Buff not coming in with a World Tag Team belt. Does Chronic, do they have the World Tag Team belts now? Well, I mean, they walked away with them, remember that?
That was the unanswered question from Thunder.
We don't know.
Aren't these personal rivalries that are built up between people like Bagwell and the Package, don't they mean a little more than belts? I think they do. I mean, both are important.
Sure they are.
Well, but we're talking about heavyweight and cruiserweight championships of the world and the United States here in World Championship Wrestling. Of course they're important. How many men have gone through their career and have had a measure of success and never worn gold? There's been a few.
Let me ask you this. What would Bagwell rather do? Have that World Tag Team title belt physically with him, because he's the champ whether he has it or not, or knock Luger's nipples into tomorrow right now?
Oh, come on. And what would the Total Package rather have? A belt around his waist or Elizabeth away from Russo and out his side? Maybe a question that we'll have answered during the course of this program tomorrow night on Nitro.
Liz even wants to leave Russo. Come on. She is his woman.
She is property of WCW, which means she's
Same
property of
thing. Same thing.
Now, you knew we would have this got a little pose down, a little show up here between the two of the greatest bodies, no doubt, in all of sports entertainment.
I give Luger credit, man. He is looking better than ever.
Yes, he
better
is.
than ever, just not as good as Mark Bagwell.
Look at that. The Total Package.
One of the amazing stories about not only the Total Package, but a guy like Buff Bagwell, a guy like Scott Steiner, is the rigorous travel schedule, wrestling in towns all over the world, and still being able to stay in the gym, getting up early, keeping a good diet about you to be able to look like that. That is dedication, is what it's all about. And back into the corner.
Plus, the Package has had a lot more time to work out now that Liz isn't with him.
Oh, please.
Russo's a wreck, on the other hand, if you know what I mean.
Buff Bagwell.
Bagwell is a tremendous athlete. The Total Package. On any given day, I got to call this one about even. I couldn't pick a winner. But tonight, I think the odds are with Buff because Package is so concerned about Elizabeth. Remember, we saw her tethered to Vince Russo with one of those little deals that parents keep up with their kids at the mall with. That is exactly how Vince Russo is treating Elizabeth, like a little child, like property.
You say it like it's a bad thing, like women don't need guidance.
We're not getting it up. Buff, elbow, put the Package down, poses, quickly makes a cover, and gets a 2 count. So you're seeing right here that he would as much want to show up Total Package as he would win the match. Now, if you're keeping score, New Blood versus Millionaires Club, it seemed coming out of what went down with Big Papa Pump that maybe the New Blood was getting the better of things, but we saw Booker T come out, not necessarily a member of the Millionaires Club, but a disgruntled employee. Then we saw the Millionaires Club come out with Kevin Nash, Sting, and Ric Flair leading charge in Canyon. So really things are about even right now in this struggle that's been between the New Blood and the Millionaires Club. And a pick up and a break. It's the vertical suplex by the Total Package.
Inverted atomic drop on Buff Bagwell, and the Package is looking strong. If he gets in a position of power here, oh, make it 2. He is going to be unstoppable. He's going to see Vince Russo every time he looks in the face of Buff Bagwell.
If he continues to look this impressive, he just might be able to get a new woman after the show.
The other half of Team Package, Ric Flair, to face the other half of Buff and the franchise, and Russo, of course. 5 minutes with Ric Flair. Russo wants it as much as Flair does. That's still to come. The triple cage will still drop from the ceiling here, engulf the ring for the 3-man for the world title in the Ready to Rumble triple cage. And Hogan and Kidman still to come, but right now Buff on the outside.
Got to give the Package credit. Right now, he's actually overpowering Buff Bagwell.
And not many people have been able to do that throughout Buff Bagwell's career.
Don't forget, it wasn't too many weeks ago that Buff Bagwell actually made a play for Elizabeth at ringside on Nitro and on Thunder. He'll stoop to no low for Pete's sake. Buff Bagwell getting under the skin of the Total Package.
See, I don't remember it that way at all. I thought Liz made the play for Buff. If you have a pulse, Liz is interested. Don't kid yourself.
The wedge that has become the new blood was a wedge that was put as much between the total package and Buff Bagwell as anything else. Buff Bagwell and the total package even said so. Used to ride up and down the road with it. Wanted to get into WCW, and total package very instrumental in that coming down. They worked out together. Worked at his gymnasium in the greater Atlanta area. So this friendship has been thrown away for sake in the new blood, so to speak. Russo and Bischoff becoming the wedge, and that's not the only friendship that has gone down because of the insurgence of the new blood.
Oh, great double arm DDT by Buff right there. Buff has really
One, two, no.
Buff has really come to shine under the new blood. You guys got to give the concept credit. It's taken guys who were willing to settle to be second best to guys like the total package and brought them into the limelight, and they have succeeded in that limelight.
I don't blame Vince Russo for the furious recruiting effort to bring Buff Bagwell into the tag team situation. Look at Buff using the bottom rope for extra leverage here. Buff Bagwell, many-time World Tag Team Champion here in WCW. Tuco Scorpio, the Patriot, Scotty Riggs, they've all been there. He has held the tag team titles with so many of the partners, including the franchise of perfect tag team wrestling.
The people you just named, all promising young wrestlers chased away by the Millionaires Club because they were kept in the shadow of people like Terry Bollea.
Well, fans,
Terry Bollea.
Let's talk about the emotional side of what's gone down. Diamond Dallas Page tonight in the Triple Cage with the threat of divorce from his wife Kimberly over his head. The total package trying to focus on his match, knowing that his manager, his valet, Elizabeth,
His personal
valet Elizabeth, is back with Vince Russo under duress. What had to be going through his mind? How can he stay focused on this matchup against Buff Bagwell? That's a question that only time can answer.
Let's face it, one thing we should have learned from DDM and the total package is that money isn't enough to hold on to a hot rod. Money alone, believe me, I know.
Hold on, Buff Bagwell covers. 1, 2, and the total package kicks away.
Now Buff's coming back. Let's go, Buff. Buff waving to the crowd. What a people's wrestler he is.
A version of the Steiner recliner right here. Falling back, sitting down.
More of a camel clutch, doesn't have the package's arm draped over his knees. I don't think the package is going to give that up too easily and all. Bagwell cinching in deep on this one.
Yeah, look at that. Trying to paintbrush him, and once again trying to, and notice how that fired the package out. When we talk about emotion, it shouldn't take too much to fire the total package up. And a little paintbrush on the back of the head got him coming up momentarily, but the weight of Buff Bagwell drove him down to the mat once again.
Now, Scott, is Bagwell using this as an attempted finishing hold or just to kind of wear the package down more? What do you think?
I think the second is true. I don't think Buff Bagwell expects to get a tap out here from the package. He's just really weakening, softening up the package for the inevitable blockbuster attempt we will see later on, I'm assuming.
You can ask that question and answer it, Mark Madden, for the entire new blood. Do you think they want to come in and just get 1, 2, 3s on a Ric Flair or a total package or a DDP? They want to destroy these men.
Speaking of destroyed, Buff took one in the he took one,
Liz,
in an
come on, you
uncomfortable
gotta
place.
see this, Liz. Hurry up. It's the best part, Liz. Where are you? Whoa!
Oh! Good
She
night!
whacked his knee. He may not be able to walk. Now, what's the best part he's talking about anyway? She has apparently run out of that dressing room area away from Russo and incapacitated Russo. What's going on here? What is Russo talking about? What in the world is going down?
That ungrateful tramp.
I mean, Elizabeth, like Ken Griffey Jr., just batted his knee right out of the building. And now Elizabeth, she's escaped from the clutches of Vince Russo, and she's got a bad hurt in the ring.
This may be the best part. Here she comes, ruining the baseball bat that she's known to whack a few people up, including Russo. It's ring time, total package time. Oh, he turned, he saw Elizabeth, and it was all the attention Buff needed.
Buff Bagwell bumped the stuff. Cut her off with the back shot. Oh!
And he wheeled around, and on that wheel around, and hit the total package in the gut, and he's going to hit him again with it.
Hey, Lex, how do you like your ribs? I hope broken.
She goes and gets the bat, and now stands by her man as a sweeping neck breaker takes the total package down.
What happened? Did Elizabeth's interference with that baseball bat, did that cost the package the match? up into the rack. Elizabeth with the back.
Mr. Russo did talk about the best part. It's not like him to leave a threat or a plan unfulfilled. What's going on here?
Celebration is going on here in the ring.
The total package.
Who is this?
Hang on a second. Is that...
That's
Chuck Palumbo.
Chuck Palumbo, who's been involved in the power plant, who's been wrestling on, we've seen him on WCW Saturday night, on Worldwide.
Look at the tights.
And look at...
He's got the insignia of Luger's Main Event Fitness Gymnasium all over his tights. I mean,
It's like he's trying to be a copy of the total package.
He's got the exact same tights and exact same knee pads and boots that the total package has on.
Is this what Russo was talking about? Chuck Palumbo?
I guess so. It's the best part as far as I'm concerned.
Is he the new total package?
Maybe, I don't know. Maybe in his own mind.
He's the better total package. He's the improved total package.
Well, obviously, Buff Bagwell enjoying having...
Look at Liz run right to Palumbo.
Maybe he's the complete package. I don't know, but...
Maybe a bigger package.
As Buff Bagwell holds Elizabeth...
He's racking the total package. He's got the package in the rack.
Yeah.
Good night.
Yeah, take him apart, Chuck. The package is in his own hold. The package in the rack. I don't like it. I love it.
Chuck Palumbo in Luger's own wrestling gear. And he drops him down when he's good and ready. Palumbo, he's cut too. Look at that upper body. And he comes out and destroys the total package in both.
This is romantic. I love this.
He's leaving with Elizabeth. And what do you think? Is he taking her back to Russo? You better believe he is. Here's Gene.
Shane Douglas.
No. Get it right, Mean Gene. It's the franchise.
Franchise Shane Douglas, nearly a decade of bad blood, comes to a boiling point tonight as you meet the Nature Boy, Ric Flair.
7 years. 7 long and torturous years of listening to the Nature Boy's BS. You've heard it. I'm a limo riding, jet flying son of a gun. To be the man, woo, you gotta beat the man. I'm the dirtiest player in the game. It goes on, and it ends tonight. I'm damn sick and tired of hearing it. Nature Boy, look into my eyes. The window on a man's soul. Tonight, Nate, I retire your ass once and for all. And when the dust settles, you will know you just got your ass franchised.
This goes back to what we were talking about moments ago. Winning and losing, getting a 1, 2, 3, not good enough. The franchise wants to retire Ric Flair. His own personal mission in all of sports entertainment has been a vendetta against Ric Flair. And tonight, here at the Kevin Arena, he gets a chance to relive his whole cause, his whole purpose, his whole dream, Mark Madden.
Hold on. 7 years of frustration is built up inside of the franchise Shane Douglas to create what you call a vendetta, but I say that vendetta exists for just cause. Ric Flair held him down. Ric Flair never gave him a shot at taking on the man. Tonight, Shane Douglas forced his way into the ring with the Nature Boy. Tonight, 7 years of frustration gets up inside Ric Flair's guts and puts him out.
Don't argue with me. You're the one taking sides, not me.
Here we go.
Cut the damn music! Kansas City, you have the option to become the people that get the chance to see the legendary Ric Flair go down to a greater wrestler. He will fall to the franchise Shane Douglas, and you idiots can't do a damn thing to stop it.
Two things I want to point out.
Go ahead.
Luger is probably too hurt to help Flair if the need arises for help, correct?
Oh, well, one would think so after that massive rack by Chuck Palumbo.
And Vince Russo says he's going to interfere, but he didn't say what direction it come from or what he'd be doing. Correct?
Well, the rules of the match that were agreed upon is that Russo, if Russo interferes,
But he's going to. He says he's going
which he says he does and will, then Flair gets 5 minutes with Russo alone. Well, we'll just have to see how that unfolds here, because the fact is, Russo says, I want Flair as much as he wants me.
Vince Russo made a cardinal mistake. He told Ric Flair enough about his game plan to give Flair a shot to prepare. He said he would interfere, so Flair is expected.
You know the deal, brother. When the world champion walks down the aisle, the referee always lifts the rope, boy.
You're not the world champion.
You wouldn't know anything about that. But in this town, where guys like handsome Harley Race, woo! And the Nature Boy Ric Flair have worked hard to preserve the great sport of professional wrestling. A dipshit like you's got nothing to say about it, buddy.
Yikes!
Woo!
It was.
Tonight, brother, it's just like 1981. I'm going to style and profile. I'm going to walk the aisle, and I'm going to kick your ECW ass, pal.
Well, handsome Harley Race, 1981. This is like happy days. When's the Fonz get here?
It was in 1981 that Ric Flair in this town won his first World Heavyweight Championship.
Correctamundo.
There you go. Had an argument online with a fan about that last week. But he was here in Kansas City, and he won it from the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. So he brings all that legend in with him to this grand wrestling city. And, buddy, he's got a lot of emotion behind him, but so does the franchise.
7 years worth of emotion.
The claimants to the World Tag Team Championships, the franchise and Buff Bagwell, taking on Team Package in singles competition. Thus far, things going the way of Team Package, racking Buff Bagwell earlier on. But the incredible debut of Chuck Palumbo, Tony, you may have called it the complete package, out of nowhere, racking the total package. Talk about gimmick infringement, had his tights and stole his finish.
Pass the torch, total package. Just like the Nature's going to pass the torch to the franchise right now. Come on,
doubt
franchise.
that very seriously.
You do, huh?
The one man who can prevail, maybe the one man that, oh boy, what a
right in that
stiff
big
shot.
beak.
What a stiff shot that was. Maybe the one man that can maybe momentarily put the emotion aside and wrestle fundamentally sound. Let's see if that transpires here. Back body drop, no sir. Flair goes down hard in a good move by the franchise. The franchise, you can see the smile, the smirk on his face. He loves it when he is dominating Ric Flair.
If you waited 7 years for your shot, wouldn't you love it when you dominated?
How many times did we hear the franchise do interviews about the wrestlers or the promotions, other topics? He always took a shot at Ric Flair. It may have been one sentence, it may have been the whole interview, but he always made a point to go out of his way to take a dig at the Nature Boy. Right now, he better be able to back up the checks he wrote over the last 7 years.
We know Flair is going to fight him with all he's worth. Flair coming out with street clothes. Since the insurgence of the new blood for Ric Flair, it's been nothing but street fight after street fight. No ropes, no sequence, just Ric Flair, the man in the street clothes, taking on a fight. And here comes the franchise, and there goes Ric Flair.
That marks the 2,459th time Ric Flair went to the top rope and got thrown off. Good planning, Nate.
Figure four leg lock from the franchise. That's the move he won so many World Heavyweight Championships with. What a slap in the face of the Nature Boy for the franchise to slap on the figure four in Kansas City.
And this, you know, as much as anything else, he wants to be the move to win the match with. To have Ric Flair submit. Oh, with the promos flying in. That he made Ric Flair submit with a figure four. He got a 2-10 almost beat him. He would not be held back emotionally. The franchise would kick the tongue into high gear on that one. And let's see if he can do it. You know, being the master of the figure four, you must realize more than anyone how to get out of the thing. And Flair trying to fight to the bottom rope far side.
We talk a lot, guys, about mutual respect inside the squared circle. There is no respect at all. This is pure, unmitigated hatred between the franchise and the Nature Boy. Oh!
It's on the forefront, on the front line, on the tip of the pure hatred between the Millionaires Club and the New Blood. That has unfolded the battle that has been raging on since the 10th of April in the year 2000. A back chop by Flair. Flair bouncing on his feet. That time chopped again, but had to go down. Could not stay on his feet. And again, the franchise with the figure four. Well, maybe a little bit more than a figure four there. Got a little bit too close. Flair gouged the eyes. Flair got out of it. Franchise did not get on that as smoothly as he would have wanted, and now it's time to go down to town.
I'll say, the dirtiest player in the game, absolutely living up to that handle, and the franchise gonna try and walk it off at ringside.
You can't walk that off. You just got to kind of roll around on the ground for a little bit.
One thing worth mentioning, just as Shane Douglas has waited for this opportunity for 7 years, so has Ric Flair waited 7 years. Oh, what a chop for the chance to confront his accuser, to confront his critic.
That's a tremendous point from Mark Madden. Every time the franchise opened his mouth about the Nature Boy stood silently by, knowing that somewhere, sometime, someday, he would get a shot to do that.
Oh, the frame of the franchise pushed the safety rail back towards. Hold it. Hold on now. Flair confronting Mark Madden. You know what they say, Mark? You walk the walk, but you talk the talk, you gotta walk the walk.
Come on.
Oh, Flair is just driving those fists into the side of the head. It's a wonder he's not opening up the face of the franchise right on our broadcast location. Franchise walking like a zombie. Not sure where he is right now, and Flair is in command here. How about a ring post?
And we have never seen, or it's been a long time since we've seen the Nature Boy this intense. This isn't the showboating, the wooing, the jet-flying Nature Boy. Oh, but it's a Nature Boy that just got suplex slammed by the franchise.
Great performers rise to the occasion at big moments. And speaking of performers, what is this one doing? He's digging in for an illegal object. It looks like a chain.
That brings back memories.
He's got the chain around his fist, and good night, Ric Flair. This one's all over. If he wants it to be over right now, maybe he just wants it to be the beginning, the tip of the punishment here.
That's what it looks like right now, though he did put the chain away for the time being.
All right, the franchise with a very dazed, weakened, and maybe out on his feet, Ric Flair. He's got him in a vertical suplex, hooked him, carried him back up, hooks him. He's going to do it now for maybe a third time. Yes, he did. What about this? 3 in a row. Holds the man up and drops him down. Surely Flair cannot rebound out of this thing.
And there's that bad back, hoping that plane crash at the beginning of Ric Flair's career. Shane Douglas sighting in on the weak spot and exploiting the cover.
2. Flair still had something left. Where it came from, I don't know. But he still had something left. And right now, those blows, Scott Hudson, are from frustration because the franchise thought it was all over.
When it comes to the franchise, Ric Flair will always have something left. He's proving it right now at Slamboree and Flair. Look at the intensity in the eyes of a 14-time champion. But the franchise cuts it off right to the top of the head.
There's another story here. On Wednesday, Flair won the opportunity to vie for the world title at the Great American Bash. You know the franchise of the guys of Russo wants to take Flair out of that completely, which would mean maybe injuring Flair right here tonight. Let's see what happens. Flair wobbly, but he still got the franchise. Flair still has enough to do a little bit of a Flair strut. Back up. Good chop him again, and boy, I tell you, the franchise just sucked it up on those chops, and he's firing right back on Ric Flair.
Neither guy wants to lose this match. Both men would do anything, and I mean anything, Scott McConey, to avoid losing to the other. That's what makes this match so great, this rivalry so, great.
A knee drop to end all knee drops. Just ask the franchise. Tremendous back and forth action. Oh, bleed right through the uprights. Jan Stenerud eat your heart out on that one.
Jan Stenerud?
Down goes the franchise. And Ric Flair is not done yet. Oh, he's going for the knee.
He's not above breaking a few rules or breaking a few legs. The Nature Boy is wiping the floor with the franchise.
Have you ever seen as bitter a fight as this? Have you ever seen, just in the facial expressions, the verbosity exchange, two men who hate each other like this?
Well, you knew it would be like this. We knew it. Flair working on the knee. It's Ric Flair's. Hold on, Buck Bagwell. Oh, no, it's Russo.
We knew it. Somehow he would have to interfere in this one.
And 1, 2, 3. Russo dressed up as a state of game with the baseball bat. And now,
5 minutes with the franchise. He's still tagging off on Ric Flair. Vince Russo in the guise of the Sting mask. There are so many floating around the building, you never know.
Let's see if there's anything left to Ric Flair to fight Mr. Russo for 5 minutes.
Russo gonna have his day with Ric Flair, and now Buff Bagwell. Oh no.
All the claimants to the World Tag Team Champions.
He's digging for that chain again, and he's got an open shot, and you know what's next. 5 minutes with Vince Russo wielding a ball bat.
Oh, this is disgusting. This is no way for the 14-time World Heavyweight Champion to be treated in Kansas City. But Vince Russo, Vinny Roo, the Batman, doing his damage with the franchise and Buff Bagwell.
Russo! You're going nowhere, Jack! I'll bring the whole building on top of you. You owe me 5 minutes.
Yeah!
Get your ass in here. Come on.
Ric Flair is too good to go.
You owe Ric Flair, you owe wrestling a moment. I want it now.
What's Mr. Russo do here? I don't know what he does.
Look at this!
Oh, he may not have a choice.
He's got the Rolex watch around his neck, but he's not going to the ring. The total package has him. He decked the franchise and Buff, and now it's Ric Flair and Vince Russo finally, with nobody around. Flair is good. Wait a minute.
There's Mr. Russo. Who's this guy? Who's in the Sting mask?
Wait a second. Russo is uncorking on the total package, but who's in the ring with Flair?
Who is? I don't know. And what does he have in his hand?
Oh, that was a miniature Statue of Liberty. He broke it right over Ric Flair's head. Who is that? Who is that dressed as Sting?
There's Russo who's in the Sting mask.
Oh, my God.
It doesn't put his own son in his own fucking blood.
My God, he just wiped out his own dad.
Another parenting award down the drain.
Start the clock. Look at the shape.
Hey, Ric Flair wanted 5 minutes. Now he has it. Now he has it. Mr. Russo's all over him.
His shirt, it says, I love New York. His father's Rolex, golden diamond Rolex. And he's watching Vince Russo obliterate his own father.
This is disgusting. Look at the countdown going on. What in the world? What has Russo done to Ric Flair? David Flair. No.
There is no way to describe what's happening. Bring on the big man again.
Hey, this wasn't part of the deal. This wasn't part of the 5 minutes.
Did you see the face of Russo when he heard that music?
Oh, yeah,
We saw it. We saw it all. David Flair is back, joining forces against his own father with Vince Russo.
Hey, he's new blood. David Flair's new blood.
Yeah, well, but that's his father. This is beyond comprehension. This is beyond believable. Look at Russo. Look at the face of Vince Russo, the mouth agape. David Flair standing in front of Russo. When a big sexy wants to, he'll run right through David Flair. And that's what he wants to do.
Big Sexy is in the house and in the ring, and Vince Russo.
What is Mr. Russo doing? Are you nuts, Mr. Russo?
Yes, he is. He's going to engage Big Sexy. Oh!
It's gonna be a powerbomb for Russo.
Oh, man! That's Daphne.
Daphne from behind.
What? Did Russo just hit Nash with a bat?
He just hit him with a baseball bat when Daphne got the low blow.
Mr. Russo, leave well enough alone. Get out of there. He's kicking Nash now.
He doesn't want to do this. He doesn't want to go there.
Daphne and David Flair and Vince Russo. The carnage. Look at the bodies lying around the ring. Ric Flair and Kevin Nash, all but unconscious as Russo and David Flair and Daphne celebrate.
Hey, settling a personal score with Ric Flair is one thing, but Mr. Russo just opened up a package he didn't want to open with Kevin Nash. That's a Pandora's box that would have been better left closed, in my opinion.
Just when you think, and there you see the celebration, David, it's unfathomable that, well, not only I love New York shirt, but he's got his own father's Rolex around his neck. I'm sure there's a story in itself in that. But just when you think that the Millionaires Club is back on its feet, just when you think they have thwarted off, what does Russo do? But he pulls the unthinkable. And there you see the carnage left in the ring.
That's one of the most disturbing scenes I've ever seen. Ric Flair and Kevin Nash incapacitated. by Vince Russo, David Flair Daffney, and a baseball bat.
Flair's gonna wake up mad. Big Sexy's gonna wake up mad. I don't know, Mr. Russo. I don't know if that was the right thing to do with Nash there.
Triple package who was beaten severely by Chuck Colombo, and the Rack finally gets out. He was in no condition to get out here moments ago, but here's some of what went down. Russo enjoying his moment over Ric Flair. The clock had started and he was out. Look at this, to choke Ric Flair. Daphne was well on target with that one. As big and as bad we know is Kevin Nash. Look at Russo, he hits him, and then Russo takes a long look at what he just did.
You can tell Mr. Russo after hitting Nash with the baseball bat, he was having second thoughts the way it looked like. And boy, it should be. I don't know, Nash is the one guy I try to make amends with.
I can't get over that, Scott. His own son.
Don't ever underestimate Vince Russo.
Trying to take out his father.
That's the only thing we can learn from that. Vince Russo is capable of anything, turning David Flair against his own father here at Slamboree.
Now, fans, next Sting will meet Vampiro, one of the most bizarre encounters that we have seen over the past few weeks. And who will ever forget the scene that went down at our last pay-per-view? You remember Spring Stampede? You remember Sting in the match? You remember what happened? From underneath the ring, here comes Vampiro. It's been a vision of red since then, and in a few moments, these two men will get in the ring, Sting and Vampiro.
I am gonna show you what it's like to walk around with your humanity stripped, just like I have, Sting. Welcome to my nightmare.
And out of the darkness, Sting repels.
Right now, I feel like rump and stump and graveyard destruction. You think I don't know anything about pain?
Vampiro, did you see that?
I don't know what he's done. Oh, my God! Sting is helpless.
And Vampiro likes it.
You're entering my world, and I am sick, and I am twisted, and I'm a little freaky, like the spider said to the fly. Come into my web, boy. The hunter has become the hunted. I'm your anti-hero, Sting. I have decided your destiny and sealed your fate, because I am the monster that you should have been.
The key phrase, if you listen there, was he called himself Sting's anti-hero. The anti-Sting. You said it many times, Scott, they were brothers in pain at one time. Vampiro represents the new blood. And he is, I guess in many ways, the painted face, the hero of the new blood, much the way Sting is the hero of the Millionaires Club. If you can look at it from that angle.
Well, look at what Vampiro has made Sting become. Look at the monster Vampiro has turned Sting into. Even if Vampiro never wins a match or never injures Sting, and let's face it, he's injured him time and time again already. But even if Vampiro doesn't finish the job with Sting, Vampiro has won in many ways because he has made Sting become what Sting once beheld and what Sting once hated. And still hates.
You really think so?
Yeah, I mean, is this the same Sting we used to know and all the fans used to love? They still love him because of who he is. But if they really looked at what he is, boy, Sting is every bit the freak Vampiro is.
But don't you think, Scott, in response to that, Sting had to become this?
He had to.
Sure he
it's
did.
a cliche.
To survive.
Fighting fire with fire. He had to become the antithesis of Vampiro, and to do that, he had to become more like him. And we've seen it in the graveyard. We've seen it in first blood matches. We have seen the ring covered in that mysterious red liquid. And tonight, it's going to get out of control. It might be the final battle between Sting and Vampiro. There's the sign. That's the high sign of the Stinger.
The crowd is first in the entranceway. Arena darkens, thunder, lightning, shootout everywhere, and Sting is arriving. Baseball bat in his hand. You can forget about wrist locks, headlocks. Wow, you're going to see a fight, and it may not even get to the ring.
What these two guys do is disturbing. I'm not even sure it's that much. I'm not even sure it's that much fun. This isn't sports entertainment. This is sports carnage.
And you think it's not entertaining? We're loving every minute of it. Right hand. And Vampiro goes down on one knee. Sting, you know good and well it's going to take an injury. The man is not going to be denied here. Vampiro tries manages to get to the ring, which may be the safest place for him right now.
Sting, a man possessed. We've seen everything from Vampiro. Cracking a tombstone over his head in the graveyard. And Sting has had enough. The Dark Angel paying the price as Sting continues to take a walk on the dark side.
He's way up top. Vampiro, nowhere to go. The down. Sting was at one time the master of high-risk maneuvers, and he does it once again. Pulls one of his old bags of tricks. And the high-risk of the top.
Hasn't done it for years, Tony. Hasn't done it for years, Scott. That shows the lengths Sting will go to take a bite out of Vampiro.
He wants desperately to end this thing. Sting, hang on a second.
Well, why not? Oh, yes.
Everybody else has been over here.
Bring him over here. Go ahead, throw him right through the table. Right through the table.
Oh, my, no, we need this table.
Tony, for Pete's sake.
Just kind of getting caught up in the emotion of this thing, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, my Lord.
He takes him the other way.
DDT and ringside.
Sting has totally dominated every second of this match since Sting came down the runway.
Draw your own conclusions, your own opinions. You have your own Monk Madden, but this Sting that we are seeing right now is the very best Sting we've ever seen throughout the year.
In terms of effectiveness?
Yes.
You're absolutely right. No doubt about that.
In terms of intensity, in terms of ability. Sting has been a world champion. His focus is not a title right now. He is on the front line of the Millionaires Club.
When it comes to gold, when it comes to accolades, he doesn't need any more entries on his resume. He just, wants a legacy, and he may get one after that one.
And we have been certainly praising Sting, but let's not, and that gave us a dose of reality, not at all forget about what he's doing in our match and the man he's fighting. Vampiro is coming back with a chop.
You can't kill a vampire. He only goes to sleep for a little bit once in a while.
That's right. It's a good call. And he comes off and he rocks the head of Sting from the top of the lariat. Vampiro showing how much he can take. And Vampiro's going underneath the ring. Oh, lead pipe sitting. Lead pipe. He brings in the ring. Mickey J, one of the referees, of course, under the guidance of Russo and Bischoff, allowing a little bit more lenience, a little bit more fighting rules, if you will.
Which is how it should be.
Which is how it should be.
The new WCW.
He is hitting with a pipe on the back again.
That is a lead pipe. Vampiro opening up Sting, and look at that. A little something extra for Sting and a headbutt. But a lead pipe across the back. How much more can Sting have left? The Dark Angel Vampiro has just as much intensity about this as Sting does. Let's not sell the Dark Angel short in this one.
The fact is that lead pipe across the exposed back, lower rib cage, could have cracked some ribs. And then he takes that kick.
That one cracked some ribs, I think.
You're not kidding. And the referee's still letting this thing go on. And Vampiro loving every bit of this.
You can hear the echo of the pipe, Tony, the echo of Sting's ribs as they crack here at ringside. Like I said, this is disturbing. Entertaining, yeah, I'll give you that, but disturbing.
And what it's going to do right now, it's going to severely hamper Sting's wind in the remainder of this matchup. And that's exactly what he should have done. If you think about Sting, if you think about his ability to come back, keep up coming his intensity, it's all driven on wind. It's all driven on the ability to come back. Perseverance. When you take that rib cage out and you crack the ribs like that, you severely limit what Sting can do.
We've still got Hogan and Billy Kidman. We've still got Cage Cube later on for the world title.
Vampiro following up those lead pipe shots to the rib cage with that big spin kick. Nobody throws kicks harder than Vampiro.
He has no soul. He feels no pain. Vampiro, the Dark Angel, taking the match to Sting. Sting started off like a house of fire, but Vampiro methodically, darkly, coming back on Sting, and now Sting. There's not much left of the Stinger.
Scott, you're right. Vampiro feels no pain. Sting dominated the first 4 or 5 minutes totally, and now Vampiro's back after him like those, like those 4 or 5 minutes never happened.
Another lead pipe shot in the back of Vampiro. He's letting the fans get to him here in Kansas City, and Sting.
They're chanting his name, but what does Sting have left? If you're Sting, and you have been just pummeled by a lead pipe, you know the pain is great. But you got to think back. You got to remember the red liquid. You got to remember lying in a cold grave. You got to battle out the pain. Think of the emotion and come driving back. And that's what he did.
The super bomb from the corner. He almost drove Vampiro straight to the floor of the Kemper Arena.
Now Sting's got the lead pipe.
Oh, yeah. It's time to break up the vampire. And that's what he's doing.
It's not a wooden stake, but it's doing the trick.
Driving right through his heart.
He just tagged him right in the face with a lead pipe. Sting has had enough. He gave Vampiro everything he could ask for, and Vamp came back. But now Sting wants to end it.
Stinger splash! Why not again with the lead pipe? With a little extra emphasis, yes! He cracked his skull with a lead pipe.
That may do it. Sting sets it.
Maybe yes. Scorpion death drop.
The death drop from Sting. Vampiro motionless in the middle of the ring. This brutal battle of the brothers in pink may amount to hit a crescendo.
Sting's calling to the fans. He's going to do it again. With everybody in this Kemper Arena behind him, he'll cover. 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
It is Sting again.
What magnificent athletes. Twisted, yes. Sadistic, yes. Maybe even a little sick. But what two magnificent athletes. Sting just a little more magnificent. He is your winner. But this war is far from over because neither man will let himself be defeated ever.
This is a new blood Millionaires Club war. This battle won by Sting in dramatic fashion. When it looked like he was too busted up, Sting again worked on raw human emotion to get the win. And he has stopped in his tracks.
Wait a second.
What's he doing now? Where is he going?
It was up on Slamboree Vision. He saw
He's not done.
Getting back up, and he's back down again.
Sting just can't hurt Vampiro enough, and hey, vice versa.
The lights go out. Sting mocking Vampiros. Pose on the entranceway.
What else can happen at Slamboree?
We have a lot more still to come. But right now, Mike Tenay.
And joining me at this time, two of the three men who tonight at Slamboree will enter the three-level cage and vie for the WCW World's Heavyweight Championship belt, Diamond Dallas Page and David Arquette. And David, realistically, this could be the end of your acting career, putting it at stake tonight here at Slamboree.
Yeah, Mike, I'm really scared. I mean, I know I look good, but I'm scared. But we're just gonna stick to the plan, right, Paige? Just stick to the plan.
Like I told you, you do what I tell you to do, you're gonna be fine. The way it goes down like this. You stay out of Jarrett's way. That's all you gotta worry about. You stay out of his way. But if any of those other guys get involved, you know, I want you to go straight to the top and you fend them off. You got it? And you take care of things. Hey, when you get up there though, you don't grab the belt. You got it, monkey? Yeah, I know you don't want it. I know you don't want it. I know you.
So there is a plan, and we are looking backstage. Look at the face of Kevin Nash. He is in search of something here. What is it?
Oh, you know what it is.
Mr. Russo.
Good call. He is looking for Vince Russo. Vince Russo's smart. He's looking at a monitor and locked himself in a bathroom somewhere.
Answer me this, guys, but I know the answer. This is the one guy you don't get mad. Above all else, you don't get Kevin Nash mad.
I would agree, and I think Russo would agree as well. Well, there you see this capacity crowd on hand.
Great crowd.
Great crowd here in Kansas City, and they've been entertained by some great matches. But we're going to go backstage once again with Mike Tenay, because coming up next, Billy Kidman and Hulk Hogan with Bischoff the referee.
Billy Kidman, in just a few moments, you will be facing the biggest challenge of your career when you meet the immortal Hulk Hogan with this man, Eric Bischoff, the special referee.
Tenay, I am begging you, stop kissing his ass. I've already proved that Hogan is anything but immortal. As far as being my toughest challenge, I beat the guy 3 times already. With Eric Bischoff in the pinstripes over there, I can't lose.
Can't lose.
I look good in stripes, don't I? Mm-hmm. Make no mistake about it, we're going to call this one right down the middle of Hulk Hogan's yellow back. Billy Kidman, it's going to be a great night for you.
and it's going to be a great night for New Blood.
Be sure to mail your cable or satellite bill indicating the purchase of this Slamboree event to P.O. Box 540148, Opelika, Florida 33054, and you can get your free Buff Daddy pennant. Deadline for request is July 7th of 2000. One request per household while supplies last, only from your friends at WCW.
I already have one of those, I'll have you guys know.
I bet you do.
Pretty nice merchandise.
So here we go. In the emotional battles that have been raging before our very eyes, Sting gets a little momentum going the way of the Millionaires Club. But now, for Terry Bollea, a.k.a. Hulk Hogan, Hollywood Hulk Hogan, whatever you want to call him, the deck is really stacked against him, Scott Hudson.
Speaking of really stacked, go ahead, Scott.
All right. Eric Bischoff, the special guest referee. And bringing up the rear, you should pardon the expression, Kimberly, serving Diamond Dallas Page with divorce papers on live national television, all at the behest of Eazy-E, Eric Bischoff. Are you kidding me?
You know, I want to make a real opinion here. Ever since she left DDP and ever since she's been with Bischoff, she has become a little bit more sultry, a little bit sexier. Am I calling that right?
Yeah, if that was possible, I agree.
Speaking of sultry and sexy, here comes Tori Wilson along with Billy Kidman.
Kimberly coming to our broadcast location. Thank you, sweetie. Kimberly throwing clothes at me. That's happened before, I might add.
Billy Kidman has been...
Can we try and stick to the match?
We will, believe you me. Billy Kidman has been riding an arrogant wave of red and yellow over the past couple of months. A statement made by Hulk Hogan months ago about Kidman's wrestling ability could not headline a wrestling match at a flea market.
And since then, Kidman has dominated Hogan. He's dominated the immoral Hulk Hogan.
It's the immortal Hulk Hogan, and here he comes. There is no keeping down Hulk Hogan. He wants to work in the worst way to take Billy Kidman to the woodshed. And Eric Bischoff, or no Eric Bischoff, you are going to see an intensity brought by Hulk Hogan in this matchup that we may have never seen before, and I doubt we ever see again.
He has company, as Horace Hogan with him. Good. And look, they're matching bowling shirts.
Regardless of what you'll say about their attire, I think for Terry Bollea, that one attire says it all as he turns around and puts his back to the camera.
Well, I think when you use obscenities on your merchandise, in your vocabulary, it shows you really don't know the English language as well as you should. But there is no denying the resilience of Terry Bollea, the way he's invented himself. He's a dangerous man. He's one of the best ever. Heck, he's one of the best right now, Scott and Tony. He's just not as good as Billy Kidman, that's all.
Oh, look at the referee, Eric Bischoff, getting in the face of Horace Hogan. And your New Blood hero, Billy Kidman, on his bicycle heading for the tall grass with Tori Wilson.
I wouldn't mind going to the tall grass with Tori Wilson.
Right, come on.
Kidman down on the floor, Bischoff the referee. And as you can see, Hogan having a lot of unkind things. And is Bischoff trying to run Horace Hogan away?
He has no place out here.
Oh, Eric Bischoff exerting his authority as the official, the third man in the ring, the striped shirt, the zebra, sending Horace Hogan back to the showers.
It's time to play Who Wants to Beat a Millionaire, and next contestant is Billy Kidman, so get on in the ring here.
I can only hope this is Hogan's final answer. That was too predictable, sorry.
Yeah.
You knew what happened, though. And Hogan...
Why is Billy Kidman so unanxious to get into the ring with
He's
Hulk
psyching
Hogan?
him out. He's psyching him out. Come on.
Yes.
It's a psychological warfare out there. You know that.
Hogan's giving chase to Kidman. That's exactly what Kidman wants. He wants to get Hogan's head ducked through the ring ropes for him to get the boots to him, and that's exactly what happened, and Hogan went for it. Emotion first sometimes does not serve you well in the early moments of a match.
But intelligence first does, and that's why Billy Kidman has the advantage, Scott and Tony.
Okay, into the ropes goes Billy Kidman. Hogan missed wildly with two swings. Obviously, Hogan has the size advantage, and he's trying to get Kidman up. Kidman doing a good job inside cradle. What a move that was. 1-2, and he almost beat him.
Tremendous counter wrestling to the body slam attempt by Hulk Hogan, but I wonder how much that bum knee of Hulk Hogan played into that one. Kidman rolled him up into the inside cradle. Up top. Gonna ride him out into the sunset flip. Eric Bischoff, special guest referee, ready for the quick count. No question, but Hogan. Oh yeah. Talk about Kidman.
Billy Kidman all the way to the floor.
People are going nuts for Hulk Hogan. Kansas City loves Hogan. It's why I don't like Kansas City. It's a town low class, no taste.
Well, you think about what they like about Hulk Hogan right now. They can understand a man fighting for his own survival. That's what they like. Even there have been fans who have not liked Hulk Hogan throughout his career. I think many are cheering for him right now because they understand. They understand a man fighting for survival regardless of who he is, where he's come from, or the success he may have had.
You know what? A lot of cows fight for survival in Kansas City every day, but they don't make it.
I realize that. Bischoff, the referee, telling Hogan to get the chair out of the ring, and Hogan had some other ideas, breaking up the ribcage. Billy Kidman, one of them.
Eric Bischoff said, do not hit Kidman with the chair, so Hogan did it one better. Up the ante. He hit the chair with Kidman.
Hogan's not going to be denied here, and once again, we've said it many times. Do you think a pinfall or submission is in the design here? No, sir. It is a controlled, if you will, maybe not, street fight going on here with New Blood and Millionaires Club on either side. And Hogan's back up against the wall. Oh, what a move by Billy Kidman. Spectacular. Followed up with a great drop kick.
Out goes Hogan.
Hogan staggering, best place for him right now out of the ring.
Has anyone hurricane rotted Hogan before?
I haven't called
it the first time. Billy Kidman setting a lot of records, making a lot of history. Ooh! Maybe the most broken ribs on one move. That may be another record he sets.
For Hogan to be successful, he must keep Kidman at bay. He must use his overwhelming size and power. He must just continue to pound Kidman and not let him get the high-risk maneuvers like a drop kick, like the Hurricane Rana. Use whatever it takes to win.
Oh! Hogan right now battering Kidman, firing him off the ring post. Tori trying to lift Kidman's spirits, but I don't know if she's going to help right now. You know how much well, maybe she can be a human shield, Tony.
Well, that's what he can. He throws Tori into Hogan and then sucker punches Terry Bollea in the ear.
Hey, Tori's part of the team. Give her credit. That was an admirable move on her part.
She was thrown against her own will on that. I think she ran into Hogan. She was shrieking. She was shrieking and screaming that time.
Hey, if I were a hot woman, I wouldn't want to touch Hogan either, but she took one for the team.
If you're a hot woman, I'd get out of town.
Bischoff tries to get back in the ring as a special referee. The fact is, if Hogan can get an advantage, if Hogan can dominate here, the fact that Bischoff is not going to count to 3.
I can't see a thing.
Well, what are the goals here? Are the goals to win, or is the goal to injure? Is the goal to get a pinfall, or is the goal to achieve a status in wrestling above the other guy?
Hulk Hogan making a comeback on Billy Kidman. Every punch is another ticket not bought at the flea market. Get ready for this one, Kidman.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Too much Hogan that time. But Hogan's not done. He takes off the weight belt. There's going to be a strap-in in downtown KC. And Billy Kidman trying to get away. Nothing he can do.
Teaching him a lesson. Striping him with that weight. Wait a minute, Eric Bischoff as the official. We're supposed to let things go. We're supposed to have relaxed rules, and Eric Bischoff not even living by the old rules he set, and Kidman from behind.
And the smile by Bischoff as Bischoff took the punishment.
Oh, Kidman got the belt away from Bischoff.
Oh, that was a real struggle. What a gallant effort it took, and now he's striping Hogan.
And now Hogan's getting punished by the leather.
The punishment level in this match so far, oh, unbelievable.
But where's it going to end? What's going to unfold here in this hatred match? Then all it is a hatred match.
Let's not forget it's Billy Kidman in the ring. Eric Bischoff is the referee. Kimberly and Tori Wilson at ringside. It's 4-on-1 potentially.
Kidman using his spectacular agility that time on that exchange, and Hogan using it against Billy Kidman. How about that? A Bill outside he goes.
Hogan tossed him out of the ring like a frisbee, for heaven's sakes.
Alert the air traffic control at KC International. Kidman's coming in for a landing.
I'm beginning to understand why Hogan won't go away. Nobody can make him.
Head first to the cold steel. Hogan will not be denied here. Looks like Kidman is on his last leg, but how many times have we said that? And Hogan marching with the head of Kidman to the center ring area, uses the cold steel once again. This is Hulk Hogan, uncensored, unabridged.
How many times have we heard Hulk Hogan take digs from wrestling fans for not having intensity in the ring? And look at Eric Bischoff taking his own sweet time. Down there, Eric.
You knew this would happen. Hogan tried to end it, probably could have ended the thing, and Bischoff refusing. No slow count here, but refusing to even make a count. At least Kimberly tried to make a count the other night and broke a nail. Bischoff wouldn't even make one.
Well, Eric's nails are finally trimmed. I can see that from here. Big suplex by Hogan.
Planted it. Get down there, Eric, for Pete's sake. What are you doing?
You know what he's doing.
I gotta admit, this is a little much.
And now Hogan says count. If you're the referee, you got
I didn't see it.
He didn't see it.
Hogan, go ahead, take him out, Hulk. He's not going to give you a count if you win anyway.
Tried an elbow. Kidman rolled away. Hogan tried another elbow. No.
Superior quickness.
You're right. Kidman lured him in 3 in a row. Hogan hitting the man hard 3 times. It's warding down now, and it gives Kidman the advantage.
It's because Hogan has lost his focus, knowing that Eric Bischoff is not even going to make an attempt, a show at being an impartial referee.
Oh, like Bischoff didn't do Hogan enough favors back when. Like Bischoff didn't go out of his way to keep Hogan on top back when. This is just a level playing field right now.
You are exactly right. And on the outside goes Billy Kidman. Hogan's not done, and once again, Hogan needs to realize, and I know that somewhere in the back of his mind, it is on instinct, if you're a great former world champion, to try to get to 1, 2, 3.
Good night, no. Kidman. Hogan blocked it. Oh, yeah.
Oh, jeez. Don't come back here.
Billy Kidman over the announce table, almost into the front row. Kimberly, no protection. Boy, she ran as hard. Where did she go?
For Hulk Hogan, it's time to try to put it into injury mode. The only way he's going to win this thing is to knock him out to where Bischoff has no force but to cover and count over a lifeless body.
Kidman now. Forearm blows into the upper back of Hulk Hogan, but Hogan's coming up. Hogan's coming back. Oh, yeah!
Here he comes. How many times throughout his career have we seen this? He plants Billy Kidman. He's too much with those right hands. Hogan sent him in big foot. And usually that means the big leg.
And usually that's followed by a 3 count, which he's not going to get from Eric Bischoff. But he doesn't care. He just wants to show. Oh, wait a second.
Bischoff blocks the big leg drop. What in the world?
Yes! No! No! That's a DQ! That's a DQ right there! Kidman wins!
And
Kidman wins!
So what? Somebody else count. Count yourself, Hulk.
Oh, no. End of the mount.
He's going to count on the forehead of Billy Kidman.
Well, I think this one's officially over.
Well, no, it's the new WCW, and here comes a new WCW-style ref.
Oh, yeah!
Bischoff gets gut shot at Bischoff. Oh, that's going to hurt. And that's going to leave him off. And Hulk Hogan, where's he going now?
This is the man that brought this sport.
Oh!
He brought this sport to its preeminence, and he's not going to give up that medal lightly to Billy Kidman or anybody else.
Have we ever seen Hulk Hogan dig under the ring for a table?
And my God, how many tables does he need?
As many as he wants.
He's Hulk Hogan.
And there's Kidman and there's Bischoff. There's one for each man. We're going to see something here.
Oh, no, get R&B security out here. Somebody do something.
He's not going to break out a buffet. Hulk Hogan setting up the Sunday go-to-meeting table.
This guy's a madman. Somebody stop him.
Hang on a second. I think that table's already done.
Yeah,
as Torrie Wilson attends to Billy Kidman at ringside. Hogan's already broken the table, trying to set it up for Pete's sake.
That one table is broken, so what does he do? He'll prop the thing up. He'll prop the thing up. He'll improvise here.
Billy Kidman's out of the ring. Eric Bischoff all but unconscious inside.
After taking that immense chair shot, Hogan's got a table up.
What has hardcore Hogan got in store for us at Slamboree?
Oh, come on, a little mercy, Mr. Belay. Mr. Bischoff's hurt really bad already.
You're asking for mercy now when they said they would destroy this man? Kidman waiting the right moment. Kidman, like a snake, slithered in the ring when the back was turned with the steel.
Like a hero is what he is.
A hero from behind with a chair, come on.
He saved the life of Bischoff, and Billy Kidman's counting himself 1, 2, 3.
Well, Eric Bischoff is still unconscious. Now he's up.
Kidman makes the cover. 1.
Listen to the people. They're behind him.
He did that.
Yes.
Hogan.
That was a slow count.
Of course it was. Well, that was Eric Bischoff.
What am I saying?
He's bloodied, he's cut, and he's getting to his feet. He's fighting on instinct, he's fighting on emotion. He's dangling in the hands of Eric Bischoff.
Hogan's been busted wide open. Oh, yes! Boot to the face with an extra chair. A mule kick doubles up Easy E. And now Eric Bischoff gets the seat at the head of the table.
Yes! Eric Bischoff through the table.
And Hulk Hogan isn't done.
Somebody stop Hogan. He's killed Mr. Bischoff. I don't even know Kidman's prone. What's he doing now?
He's got a third table.
Oh, for heaven's sakes.
How convenient. Another table at ringside. Hulk Hogan is going to set it up to go.
Who the hell puts all these tables out here in the first place?
Who cares? They're there.
Somebody needs to be held responsible.
Yes, and it's Hulk Hogan. Or maybe it's Eric Bischoff and Vince Russo. Oh, Kidman is not done yet. One final breath.
What a resilient young man. What a brave warrior.
Would you take a look at what's in the ring?
That looks like Vietnam, Tony.
3 tables, 1 chair, bodies everywhere.
I'm worried about Bischoff. I think he's done.
Blood in the ring. The fans chanting Hogan, trying to get him to rise to his feet one last time. But Kidman has another idea for Terry Bollea. He's going to try to end it here. Hogan is on the table.
Hulk Hogan's a bloody mess. Billy Kidman going to take it to the top of the ring, and Hogan pulled and out on a table in the center. No!
Kidman missed. Hogan rolled out of the way, and Kidman got the front of the table, and the fans love every bit of it. Horace Hogan is in now. Horace Hogan grabs Eric Bischoff. 1, 2,
No!
3.
That's a bunch of crap.
That's legal. That was Eric's hands that hit the mat for the 3 count, and that, my friends, is a victory for the Millionaires Club and for Hulk Hogan.
That is not thievery, but you got to give Hogan credit. Hogan was unbelievable. Hogan just kept going. Hogan, how do you stop him? Get somebody out here to stop him, because I am sick of this scenario over and over and over again.
And you, like everyone else, just need to try to do something about it. Bloodied and battered and bruised and beaten. Table ridden, driven down, back against the wall. Mustering up the courage from the entire Bollea family, fighting for his honor. Hulk Hogan rises from the dead tonight. Hold on. Out back, what do we got? Russo with Elizabeth running. Look. The total package was in the bus. That was the Millionaires Club bus.
Remember, he's on the run from Big Sexy Kevin Nash.
He just commandeered a car. Whose car did he take?
I don't know. And look at Kevin Nash. Kevin Nash staring, calmly looking.
Yeah, but he's going to be at Nitro tomorrow night, and so is Mr. Russo. Oh, my God.
St. Louis is going to explode tomorrow night. Vince Russo can't get there fast enough with Kevin Nash in tow.
Coming up, the triple cage for the world title.
The master plan worked! And Kimberly, she's new blood! She's new blood!
She stabbed it in the back to join Bischoff, Jarrett, and the new blood.
I am the chosen one.
I made you, Paige, and I can break you.
Whatever.
Damn it, I can't! You get in the ring with me! I'm gonna 1-800 kick your butt! It's gonna put you in the La La Land from the Diamond Cup, the three-time champion!
Paige, you got something that belongs to me. I'm not leaving until it's back around my waist. There's no better way than to get it started than to be me and Bischoff against you and Mr. Cox in a tag match. And the WCW World title is gonna be on the line.
The one man against the pinfall will be the winner. Kimberly's gonna be the referee for this thing. She's not gonna count. Kimberly gets kissed by DDP.
Spear by Arquette. Oh, Jarrett's got the belt.
Kimberly went down in a heap. The referee is over towards Arquette. David Arquette won the world title.
I just wish this belt fit a little better.
You're not a wrestler.
I don't deserve to be the World Heavyweight Champion.
No kidding.
I'm gonna relinquish the belt. I'm gonna put it up for grabs to DDP and Jeff Jarrett in the 3-cage match at Slamboree, baby!
Who died made you commissioner, Slappy? You want the prize? All you have to do is climb to the top and grab it.
Your skinny little rear end is gonna be in the ring. It's a triple dance. Bada bing, bada good night.
Our next pay-per-view comes your way on Sunday, the 11th of June. It's our traditional Great American Bash. Call your cable or satellite company to order now. As you know, Ric Flair is in the main event for the world title. He'll face the winner of this triple cage suicide event that's coming up as we go to Mean Gene Okerlund.
Chosen one, Jeff Jarrett. You're going to be involved in a match tonight where you could walk out being the two-time WCW World Heavyweight Champion. However, that match is going to take place in a triple cage. The Ready to Rumble triple cage. You're going to be facing two other men, literally, Diamond Dallas Page and David Arquette. It could be a handicap match.
Oh, so I guess you think you got it all figured out, don't you? Well, guess what? You're still just a geriatric slap ass. Slap ass. Now, as far as the cage goes, I can't wait to embarrass DDP and that 150-pound turd, David Arquette, because I'm going to get my title back. And tonight, we're going to play a little game of boots and ladders. And when it's all said and done, they're going to be flossing with my shoelaces. Why don't you choke on that, Okerlund?
Okay, we are back in the arena. Michael Buffer stands in the center of the ring.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight, 3 men will do battle for 1 title belt. Tonight, 3 men will enter the 3-story Ready to Rumble cage, and only 1 will emerge victorious. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the WCW Slamboree 2000 main event for the Heavyweight Championship of the World. Are you ready? Kansas City, are you ready? For the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world, ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
They're all stacked together high above, but they will unfurl here, and you will see the immensity of this triple cage. The object is to battle through the first cage using a step ladder, up to the second cage, which is the hardcore cage, into the final cage, which is the guitar cage, up through that third cage, and grab the world title belt, which is hooked above the third cage. It is a battle of immense proportions that has never before been seen on a WCW pay-per-view telecast.
Now, during the interview with DDP and Arquette, didn't it seem like DDP wanted Arquette to not get involved unless there was no other recourse, unless there was outside interference on behalf of the Chosen One?
That's what it sounded like, but remember, Arquette doesn't want to be world champion. He said as much.
But still, isn't that kind of condescending to treat the world champion like an extra part, like an insignificant part in a match like this?
Well, if you're Diamond Dallas Page, don't you want to win the world title?
Yeah, but Arquette's his friend, and he's telling him to just step aside and let me do it.
Well, David Arquette said last week that he didn't want the thing, that he wanted to give it up. And then Bischoff and Jarrett and Russo and the New Blood forced him into this match. There's what they're going for. the WCW World Title belt that is owned right now by David Arquette, but will be owned by the man who can scale all three, survive all three, and capture the belt.
Yeah, you guys are right. I mean, Arquette doesn't want the belt. In fact, if he had his way, he wouldn't even be here tonight. And he certainly wouldn't be inside this Ready to Rumble Triple Cage extravaganza. But he is here. He will be in there. And I don't know, if I were him, I'd be very, very afraid. But he admits to that.
Look at this monstrosity constructed in the middle of the Kemper Arena in Kansas City. 3 stories high. This lower cage comes very close to encircling our broadcast position. The second story of the cage. Hardcore hell. Hardcore implements all over the ring, all over the cage. And up top, it's the guitar room. Guitars all the way around, and above that, 30 pounds of gold. The World Heavyweight Championship belt. Participant number 1 is Jeff Jarrett. Come on down.
Would you say, Tony and Scott, that Jeff Jarrett's the favorite? I was thinking the fact that the guitar room is the last place for the gold. I think that's Jeff.
Weighing in at 235.5 pounds from Music City, USA, he is the man on a mission, here to regain the championship. He is the man with the stroke. He is the chosen one. Ladies and gentlemen, he is the former WCW Heavyweight World Champion, Jeff Jarrett!
You know, they are watching around the world, especially the men and women who worked on the movie Ready to Rumble. World champion himself.
Kind of looks like Elvis.
Now coming to the ring,
Dead Elvis.
a man who has made professional wrestling history, a motion picture star who has made the unprecedented crossover in sports entertainment. Ladies and gentlemen, from Hollywood, USA, representing, he is the reigning and defending undisputed WCW Heavyweight Champion of the world.
You can see the concern on his face.
Concern? He's scared to death.
Yeah, okay.
Did James Brown have a yard sale? For Pete's sake. We'll complete the 3-way dance, the triple threat with DDP.
This is no dance, it's a war. Hey, where's his wife? Oh, yeah, I forgot.
And finally, coming to the ring in this 3-way match, 6 feet 5, 253 pounds from the Jersey Shore, one of the biggest names in professional wrestling, the master of the Diamond Cutter, the former 3-time world champion, DDP, Diamond Dallas Page.
Diamond Dallas Page desperately wants to become the 4-time champion. David Arquette holds the title, and Mark Madden, I think you're exactly right earlier on. It seemed to me that Diamond Dallas Page was instructing, not asking, David Arquette to stay the heck out of the way.
Big difference between instructing and asking, Scott. But if Arquette doesn't do what he's told, he's nuts. Look at him.
Yeah.
Look at him. He's scared to death.
He's scared to death. He needs to stay out of harm's way here, and that's what's easier said than done when you're confined in the steel cage. The fact is, the man who scales to the top, who look at Arquette does not know what to do next, so he runs away.
Good call.
And Jarrett's going to give chase to Arquette.
Come on, champ. Fight. Fight, champ.
Jarrett's got Arquette and Diamond Dallas Page saving his buddy from Hollywood, and now what we thought would happen is happening. It's DDP and Jeff Jarrett.
What has to happen here for Jarrett? Stay away from Arquette. He needs to become a non-factor here, and he needs to worry more about Diamond Dallas Page. If he turns his back too much, this will happen to him. Oh, Page recipient of a DDT. And now he's going to go after Arquette again.
Let's not forget, pinfalls doesn't matter. Escaping from the cage doesn't matter. You got to get all the way to the top and grab the 30 pounds of gold.
It backfired on Jarrett once again. Another critical mistake from the chosen one who's trying to win his second world heavyweight title. Page missed. Did not miss on the second time around.
I gotta say it, DD looks really focused, really ready, really just zoned in to win that title back.
Think about what he's had to go through. Think about what's going through his mind right now. He's now directing traffic, telling Arquette, get up top.
David Arquette is on the top turnbuckle.
Trying a big splash, and now Jarrett moved out of the way.
So Page wants Arquette involved at Page's convenience, it looks like.
Of course he does. Pretty smart maneuvering, you ask me.
Didn't say it wasn't. Didn't say it insultingly.
Well, Arquette said he doesn't want to be world champion. He knows he's in over his head out here.
So therefore, he wants his close friend, Diamond Dallas Page. They became very close during the filming in October of last year of Ready to Rumble. Became very close. They lived in that three-tiered cage. And all those different shots. Oh! Baseball slide drop kick to the aluminum ladder to Page, to the cage, to the mat.
Right now, those ribs will be taped for 7 months again.
David Arquette looks like a deer in the headlights. He is lost without a map. He's doing everything he can just to stay out of the way of this carnage in the three-tiered cage.
Who's your favorite here, guys? I got to admit, Arquette just rammed into the cage by Jarrett, courtesy of Page, slingshotting Jarrett right into the actor.
Oh, all he had to do was stay out of the way, and he couldn't even do that.
Now, hold it. Did Page know Arquette was there when he threw Jarrett over?
Don't believe so.
You sure?
No, I'm not, but I don't believe so. Stomping on the ribcage. Now Page. Now what they have to do here is commandeer the ladder, prop the ladder up so they can get up to the next cage. To do that, you've got to get your opponents down, incapacitated, out of the way. Page is going to attempt to do that right now. No better way than the legs to the ring post maneuver. Oh! How about the jaw to the ring post maneuver?
That always works on so many levels. You're not going to outsmart Jeff Jarrett. Oh!
Boy, David Arquette's been bumped around, and he's just trying to get out of the way.
Well, Page let him take the punch there.
Page got, well, he ducked. DDP knee left. Into the jaw of Jeff Jarrett. There we go. That's what we're talking about right there.
Posting Jeff Jarrett.
To get back to what I said before, I think Page is the favorite. I think this is his kind of match.
I agree.
Remember, even before David Arquette was a factor in this thing, it was a challenge laid out by Jeff Jarrett. Jarrett upset that he came to WCW in October, but was never asked to be a part of the movie in Hollywood. So he was angry. He made the challenge right after Spring Stampede. Arquette was factored into it a little bit later.
Well, Jarrett should have been in the movie. He has fine actor skills.
Diamond Dallas Page has commandeered the ladder. Jeff Jarrett trying to cut him off, but Page looks like he may make it to hardcore hell first.
Page dominant right now. Page dominant right now, and I hate saying that, but I got to.
Boy, oh boy. Is he ever?
Jeff Jarrett has been lacerated, cracked wide open, and we're still in the first tier of this cage. Oh!
He's got to make sure that Jeff Jarrett cannot go in. When he tries to climb the cage, that would be most dangerous for him.
You shed the blood at the bottom, you get the glory at the top, gentlemen.
So now for Diamond Dallas Page, you got to pound him down and keep him down. Because if Page climbs that ladder and Jeff Jarrett can grab the ladder, Page is in a lot of trouble. That's where the danger is, falling off the ladder, falling into the cage off the ladder.
The danger is from here all the way up to 42 feet. This friggin' thing's insane if you get right down to it.
So now making the first attempt to get up is Page, and once again, Jarrett not incapacitated enough. There you see the head in the corner to the right side there on your screen.
Cut him off with the belly-to-back suplex from 3/4 of the way up the cage.
One thing we should point out, this may be a triple cage, but really there's 4 levels. You have to get on top of the 3rd cage to get the belt, am I right?
Absolutely.
That's 42 feet up there. Ugh.
Now it's Jeff Jarrett trying to get up, trying to go through the hatchway there. Page is going to grab Jarrett. He's going to try to power bomb him. This could be it. That's the move. Now Page quickly has to get up the ladder before Jeff Jarrett gets to his feet.
The sit-up power bomb from the ladder. Jeff Jarrett momentarily incapacitated. The pinfall won't make any difference here. Page knows he has to make it to level 2, to hardcore hell, to get the belt at the very top. Jeff Jarrett, into the ladder.
Into the aluminum ladder. Back first.
What do you do? What do you do for a strategy in this matchup? How do you plan? How do you prepare? How do you scout an opponent? It doesn't matter who you're in there with. You've got one thing to do. Get to the very top. Pinfalls don't matter. Nothing matters except the goal suspended 42 feet above the floor of the Kemper Arena.
Ironically, it's not even close, guys, the wrestling match, but it's for the most coveted prize in wrestling. Little irony there for you irony fans.
It really is. Now, Jarrett's got his own ladder, but he's got to make sure Page is down, and he does. Oh, this is an insane match to cap off an insane night at Slamboree.
I'm surprised Jeff could even see. His face is the proverbial crimson mask, and the cut is dangerously close to his eyebrow.
Now, think about this. If you're the first man in cage 2, one would think what? Get out of cage 2, get to cage 3, and he can't even get there.
Yeah, but you know with the hatred that is involved here, that when you get to cage 2 to hardcore hell, and you see the hardcore implements, the plunder, you're going to want to grab something and beat somebody up with it.
Well, not if you're the only man there. One would think you want to just go on and shoot all the way up to the top. So let's see what happens. Page is holding on. Nosedive on the hard entryway.
The cameraman took a shot there. Everybody in that cage is in danger, except, of course, you can't see him on this picture, but the heavyweight champion of the world who is cowering like a dame, as they say, on the ring floor.
Conveniently cowering, you would say he would be a friend of yours who's
there we go.
Smart now.
DDP springs open the trap door. Diamond Dallas Page is in cage 2.
It's hardcore hell. There you see it. There you do see it. Aluminum sink over on the right. By golly.
Look at that image that you're seeing. This is insane.
He's got bolt cutter.
Well, that's what you got to do. Remember, you got to grab the bolt. Well, it's open.
See,
Page opened the door.
Smart move. Page wants to get out of hardcore hell in a hurry and scale up.
Oh!
But he is sent into a trash can.
Page actually set himself up by trying to escape the cage too early. When he cut those bolts, it took some time. Jarrett got behind Page, and now Jarrett's in control.
Look how unsettling the floor of that cage is, how wobbly it is. It's a miracle these guys are not going to fall through this thing.
Never say never, Tony.
Well, it's not done yet. He put Page down.
Jarrett's going out.
Jarrett's going outside now. He must...
He's making the climb.
Climb up. DDP is lacerated. He's bleeding profusely. And now Jarrett being pulled back down by Diamond Dallas Page.
Jeff Jarrett understandably trying to make an early escape from hardcore hell, but Diamond Dallas Page brings him right back down into the pits. And Jarrett, man!
Looked like a plastic serving tray, or I don't know what it was, but it broke, maybe glass, broke over the head that time of DDP. Into hardcore hell, he got the chair in the nick of time. And David Arquette can only watch. Doing the right thing. Let him go at it, which is what it was originally designed to do anyway. Page. And Jarrett, whoa! The side of the cage went crashing down.
They just broke the wall out of hardcore hell. They came that close to dropping 20 feet to the floor.
With a little more momentum, they would be in the 5th row of the seats.
Yeah, they'd be in somebody's lap. Is that unbelievable or what?
Who's to say they won't still be?
That shows you how unstable it is at these heights. That shows you how much they're risking. How much, well, that one held on. How much of their lives they are risking here for this world title. And there's a table there.
David Arquette, the world heavyweight champion. Watching these two go. Watching DDP and Jeff Jarrett. Already a scary moment. The wall of cage 2. Oh.
The floor of that cage cannot even really hold a table at a level, steady position. That does not stop DDP from putting Jeff Jarrett to the table on top of the first cage.
Unbelievable. Through a table in hardcore hell, suspended 20 feet above the floor of the Kemper Arena.
This match is either going to go a very long time, or not too much longer, because really, if it goes on and on and on, both men are going to be hard-pressed to escape this floor and get to the next one.
Both men have been busted wide open. This is sheer carnage. Make no mistake about it. And remember, they went through the trouble. Diamond Dallas Page with the bolt cutters of opening the door. There's not even a wall there now. Jeff Jarrett trying to make the climb to level 3. Oh!
Nothing short of spectacular what we are seeing happening before our eyes here. How do you prepare for something like this? The answer is you cannot.
Diamond Dallas Page with a right hand, staggering Jeff Jarrett. They want to get their way up to level 3, to the guitar room, because above that, the 30 pounds of gold, 42 feet in the air, the World Heavyweight Championship belt.
Think about this. To get to the guitar room, how much punishment you will have had to absorb. Oh, no!
No!
Oh, my goodness. I thought we were going to see...
There is nothing between these men and going off the side of this cage to the floor of the Kemper Arena.
Let me ask you this. If you're one of these two competitors, do you draw the line, or do you just whip a guy off the edge and claim the title?
I think sometimes you forget about where you are. I mean, it's easier said than done. David Arquette's coming up. David Arquette is making a bold move here.
This is not part of Diamond Dallas Page's plan. He just brained himself with a trap door again.
This is a very foolish move by a very foolish man.
David Arquette. What is Arquette doing?
David Arquette sneaking up. Would you look at
David Arquette's going to the guitar room, for Pete's sake.
David Arquette is going to try to win this thing. Can you believe it?
Hang on, Mike Awesome.
Mike Awesome's come out.
Where in the world?
Well, now hold on. Arquette was supposed to help Page if there was interference. I would call this interference. Is Arquette going to get the belt?
Arquette's going to help himself.
David Arquette.
David Arquette's in the... I can't believe what I'm seeing.
World? Gentlemen of you, David Arquette is at the top of the guitar room.
But he's not reaching for the belt. What's he doing?
Diamond cutter on Mike Awesome.
Diamond cutter and Awesome down.
Page and Jarrett are bloody messes. Mike Awesome out of nowhere.
I think I get it. Arquette's up there to hold the fort in case Jarrett gets there before Page made.
That's got to be what it is. And now the race is on. Jarrett on the left. Page on the right. Arquette up top. David Arquette is doing exactly what you said, Mark Madden, as the race is on. Who's going to get there? David Arquette in the world title belt remains 42 feet in the air.
See, this is unfair that Page has his little toady up there to help him win the title.
Oh, Jeff Jarrett.
Hang on, Jeff, hang on.
Precariously hanging. They're falling into the guitar room. Guitars everywhere.
Jarrett's got the guitar, one shot. He missed. Page ducked out of the way.
There's plenty of guitars to go around, guys.
He missed that guitar shot. Can you believe this?
Page has got another acoustic equalizer. Handing it up to Arquette. That is a great strategy.
That certainly is. And now, as Jarrett comes up, Jarrett's going to get wiped out. He slammed the door on Jeff Jarrett's head. Unbelievable.
There is so much violence, you're almost numb to it. And just when you think they can't top it, they do.
Look at how high up they are.
Tony, you've seen guys bleed a lot in this sport. How much is the loss of blood affecting Didi, me, and Jarrett right now?
Oh, it is affecting their vision. It is affecting their wind supply. It is affecting everything they do. Plus, it hurts.
I will say this, Arquette is a true friend to Page because he can take that belt right there, right now for himself, but he's holding the fort till Didi gets to his feet.
He's got the acoustic equalizer up top with him. Mike Awesome is unconscious on top of the lower level of the cage. And David Arquette ready to knock somebody right out of the park, and it looks like it's going to be
Jeff Jarrett.
Here we go.
Page going to make it. What did he do?
Good God, he just walked Page.
What did he do? And another shot.
David Arquette.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, shut up, Mark. He just left.
Yeah, way to go, champ.
Oh,
way to go, champ. Way to go, champ.
David Arquette with the acoustic equalizer just took out Diamond Dallas Page. Good God, it was a setup all along.
It's the ultimate swerve. 42.
Do it, Jeff. Do it.
No.
Yes. The chosen one is the chosen champion. And David Arquette, I knew the boy had it in him. He's the latter-day Laurence Olivier. He is the greatest actor of all time. Has helped coronate the greatest world champion of our time.
But wasn't he and Page close friends? Didn't Page celebrate with David Arquette when he won the title a couple of weeks ago?
Wait a minute, Mike Awesome has got Diamond Dallas Page. Good God, he's not going to awesome bomb him on top of the cage.
Oh, I hope he is. I sure hope he is.
I hope he does it.
Wait a minute, there's Canyon.
Chris, Canyon.
Canyon and Awesome.
Grant Canyon, who said that blood was thicker than water. Oh my God. We need help. We need help. God, we need help, please. We need help.
Get somebody out here.
We need help. Are we going to go up the air like this?
Oh my God.
Jesus. Oh, he broke his back.
No.
He broke his back. He broke his. Oh.
Oh, Jesus, I hope Bischoff and Russo are satisfied now.
Oh, they're going to celebrate in the midst of this? My God, what's going on here tonight?